Mortal Kombat 2 just dropped and I just wiggled these cheeks on home from seeing it in the cinema. I liked it. I think in every possible category this was a drastic improvement over the last movie. Which I recognize is not the most awe-inspiring of praise. It's a pretty low bar to clear. That's like saying the last suppository I took hurt my butthole the least. Though, I will say, even Mortal Kombat 2021, I actually did enjoy. I know a lot of people hated it. I totally understand why a lot of people hated it. But for me, it was just the perfect amount of silly that it became charmingly enjoyable. Like, by no means was it like a great film or anything, but I did like Scorpion and Sub-Zero duking it out in the beginning and the end, and I thought there were some good fights sprinkled throughout, though there was a lot of dead air and a bit of a slog, especially because the main character, Cole, was entirely uninteresting. They just went into the default character creator and just shipped out the most plain person ever. They gave you fucking a scoop of nothing burger with that guy, but overall, I still did enjoy the 2021 movie, but Mortal Kombat 2 is much better across the board. Now, real quick, I just want to let everyone know before diving into the spaghetti and the meatballs here, Starforge is doing its largest sale on 5090 PCs, so if you've been looking for a good opportunity to upgrade your current rig, now's the time. It is the biggest sale we've done at Starforge for 5090 PCs, so you can go check that out now, link in the description. It is constant fighting. It sets the premise right away. We're introduced to Johnny Cage, and then he gets chosen to be Earth's substitute champion after what happened to Kung Lao in the last film. And then they just instantly start the tournament. They go match after match after match after match. It's fucking fun. And it is unapologetically true to the video game, to the point where they're even using, like, the character's actual move sets. For better or for worse, because a couple of the moves work really well in the game, but on screen look kind of fucking silly, like Sindel. Sindel, all she does is just spam her scream, which is kind of, But it's true to the video game counterpart. So I appreciated that. I also appreciated that some of the arenas they fight in are genuinely straight out of Mortal Kombat levels. Like, they actually, like, one-to-one recreate little pieces of the levels from the games. Like, we'll get into spoilers right away. We'll immediately get into spoilers. When Cole fights Shao Kahn in his match of the tournament, it is on a level that I believe is iconic, that I know mostly from Mortal Kombat 9. I've said this a lot, Mortal Kombat 9 is my favorite fighting game of all time. I mainly spammed Ermac, Noob Saibot, and Raiden. 2 out of 3 of those characters are in this movie too, by the way. They dusted off Noob Saibot for this bitch. That is so hype. But anyway, they actually have Deadpool in this movie. The stage, not the fucking Marvel character. The level with all the acid, I'm sure if you've played Mortal Kombat, you know the stage. You know that level. And Cole fights Shao Kahn on that stage. And it's a really good fight. And it ends with Cole getting his head popped like a watermelon under Shao Kahn's might. And it's not like he was just like a pushover. He didn't get, fucking folded like origami. He did put up like a valiant attempt, and he actually would have won if not for a power-up Shao Kahn had just received. And I really like that fight. And it also shows that they are very receptive to what everyone was saying about Mortal Kombat 2021, that Cole was the weakest part of it. And instead of, like, trying to improve that character, they just said, alright, fuck it, we'll kill him. So they blow him up in his match. It happens pretty early into the film. I was shocked. So Cole is not the main character here. And Johnny Cage also isn't either, really. Katana is the main character. Johnny Cage is a very important character who gets a ton of screen time, but I would say he's not exactly the main character. And also, speaking of Johnny Cage, I was pretty vocal about Karl Urban not being the right choice for Johnny Cage. I'm a huge Karl Urban enthusiast. I love his work, but he's just too old for Johnny Cage. That's what I thought before I saw this film. And now that I've seen it, I still think probably wasn't the best choice. They did a very different Johnny Cage. So he is not like the, smooth-talking, badass, shit doesn't stink, confident dude from the games. He's a very different character. He's in his twilight years, he's washed up, he's aged out of his stardoms, his movies are treated like a joke, no one's even going up to his booth at Comic-Con asking for autographs, so he's older and they lean into it. And I think it actually works in the context of this film. Like, it's not like bad, but being familiar with the Johnny Cage character, it's super different. And I don't necessarily think it's better this way with the way it's done here. I feel like it probably would have been even more fun if they had like a Johnny Cage like in the game. Because every other character in this movie is pretty true to their video game counterpart. So while I do think Karl Urban did a good job with this character, I still think it probably would have just been better to stay more true to Johnny Cage from the games, because I think that would have fit the tone of this movie even better, because it is just constant action. And a large part of it is Johnny Cage trying to, like, figure out why he was chosen when he's really just kind of an actor, not really like a hero. Like, I get that, but that's not even like the actual emotional heartbeat of the film. That falls on to Katana, who I think has more screen time than him anyway. He's still shit-talking, he's still nut punches, which are two things that I think are integral to Johnny Cage's character. Both are intact here and delivered very well. But as far as shit-talking goes, by far the best is Kano. Kano carried the last film. He was the best part of Mortal Kombat 2021. And in Mortal Kombat 2, he returns. They literally bring him back from the dead because, again, it feels like they were listening to the feedback. They heard everyone liked Kano, even if they hated everything else. So they're like, okay, here's more Kano. We're bringing him back from the dead. So they bring him back from the dead, and then he instantly gets brought back into the fold in a big way. He doesn't have, like, the most screen time or anything, but he is very present throughout the rest of the film once he comes back. And he is fantastic again. So now you have Johnny Cage talking shit, you have Kano talking shit, and they bounce off of each other often, and I think it works. And speaking of what works, I cannot compliment the fighting enough. It is so fun to watch. Even at times a bit goofy, but one fight in particular really stood out. It is the Liu Kang vs. Kung Lao fight. That was fucking cinema. It was so good. It felt so in line with the games. It felt like I was watching like an actual goddamn esports match here with someone playing Liu Kang and Kung Lao. It was great, and it was so cool because the hat's going all around the arena, so they have to keep constantly dodging the hat, while also, you know, Liu Kang doesn't really want to kill him, but he knows that he doesn't really have a choice. It is so good, and the fatalities in here are nice and over the top, as you would expect them to be. Just genuinely, they did everything right when it came to its action. But, of course, and I'm sure no one's going to be surprised to learn this, the story and, like, the actual writing, like, around the narrative isn't that strong. But you're probably not going to this movie expecting it to be, or even really wanting it to be. And counterpoint, this movie knows it. Like, I feel like they know that the writing is by far, like, their weakest part. The narrative, because, like I said, I think Johnny Cage and Kano writing was strong. But, like, the narrative, as well as some of the other characters, don't have very strong writing. So, they instead don't even bother putting that, like, front and center. Instead, it is just always fights, like I said. You go fight, 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 fight. Then they do try and sprinkle some character building moments in there to flesh it out a little bit, and it's fine. It's not great, but, like, it's fine. It's enough. And then it's right back to fight and fucking and all of that. It's so, like, they don't put a whole lot of eggs in the basket of their narrative, which, if you like Mortal Kombat, you go in as a fan, you're probably going to be pleased that they give you just enough. Tournament starting, it's game time, and also there's this medallion that has given Shao Kahn immortality, so we got to destroy that too. But we've also got to beat ass, eat ass here in the tournament in Life or Death, and it's constant clashing, which is great, but the narrative is a mess. Like, the narrative isn't good. And it seems like they were aware of that, so they really kind of pumped the brakes on making the narrative like a big part of the film. Like, heavens to Betsy, Cole, the main character of the last film, dies pretty early on, brutally murdered. The whole gang knows it, and he is never mentioned again past the initial, like, where's Cole? And they go, oh. Then you never hear his name again. Not once. I mean that. Not a single time does Cole's name come up again. And this was the fucking protagonist of the last movie, by the way. Jax as well. Jax dies right in front of Sonya Blade, and she's like, no! And then you never hear his name again. They don't even acknowledge his sacrifice or anything. His name never even pops up. So, like, the narrative is a mess. And even outside of that, then you have Jade, who back and forth, like, Katana and I are like sisters, but I gotta turn her in, and my loyalties lie with Shao Kahn. And then she decides to, like, betray Shao Kahn a couple scenes later, but there was never, like, a huge thing that explains where that change of heart came from. Like, she was pretty set on, like, Shao Kahn, and then she had, like, a brief conversation, was like, alright, fuck it, and then it goes and helps the good guys. So, like, it bounces back and forth. The narrative is pretty sloppy, but again, it doesn't feel like they were putting a whole lot of focus on it, so it's not overly detrimental to the film, but I do think it's something that sticks out, definitely worth mentioning. Overall, I enjoyed watching this movie. I had a fun time watching it. Like I said, Noob Saibot's here. And I will say, Noob Saibot is very hype. The fight with Scorpion and Netherrealm, great. Really good stuff. But then the writing kind of rears its ugly head at the end there when it comes to Noob Saibot. I won't spoil exactly how that unfolds, but it was a little rough what they did with Noob Saibot there at the end. But anyway, like I said, I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised. That's really about it. So yeah. I love the HOA is a sentence you'll rarely ever hear a real human being say. If you ever hear someone utter something very positive about homeowners associations, that's how you know, that's your red flag to alert you to the fact that you're most likely talking to an alien, a demon, or a terrorist. Now I know not all HOAs are evil, diabolical monsters, but you do hear some real bad stuff. And actually, my house is in an HOA community, and I remember a long time ago, I had actually received a complaint from the HOA, one that needed action on my part, or I would be, like, fined or something like that, because I had a basketball hoop in my driveway. So I had to take the basketball hoop down because they didn't like it. I didn't know I couldn't put a basketball hoop in my own driveway. It was a Christmas gift, so that felt real good to have to take that puppy down. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No, but it is annoying. Like, the HOA's been neutral here for the most part, but that's not how it is everywhere. You hear all the time about nightmare scenarios with HOAs, and a lot of the time, it seems like the people that are elected onto the HOA's boards are power-tripping Reddit moderators that just let this shit poison their brain. And today, I saw a very good example of this for an outrageous situation, and actually, the night before I saw this, which would be last night, if you're doing the math. I don't know why I said it that way, like it was a fucking riddle. Last night, we were even yapping about HOAs, because there are some crazy scenarios that arise from this that are just inexplicable. I don't know why HOA members love to rule it with an iron fist and think that there's some kind of, like, tyrant or something for it, and then they just, like, terrorize people in neighborhoods for no reason.
President of the HOA.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to be running a business out of your house.
This is my house. I don't live here.
This is my house.
I'm a detail. I pulled up.
I'm just letting you know, you're not supposed to be running a business out of your house. You're not supposed to have vehicles parked on the grass.
He's detailing my car.
I can just take this down if you want.
You got a sign right
He
here.
put the sign up. I didn't put the sign up. He's advertising.
I can take it down if it's that big of a deal.
Okay, he'll take the sign down.
Everybody stand back. The HOA president has just arrived at the scene. Please get on your hands and knees and start groveling at his feet and worshiping him. This is the HOA president. I don't know if you could feel his spiritual pressure when he arrived. So right now he's causing a big hubbub here because, well, a couple of things. There is a vehicle parked on the grass, which I guess is a big no-no there. And also, the detailer has a sign up advertising his business, which I guess, again, forbidden under the HOA bylaws or whatever. Which is an interesting one because there is a vehicle that drives behind this man that is advertising another business because their fucking truck is wrapped in it. Is he then going to chase that truck down like a fucking dog chasing the mailman in order to give him a piece of his mind? Like, hey, you can't be advertising a business here. Like, what does he do that when, you know, fucking Frontier or Spectrum comes out for the internet? Oh my god, you've got your vehicle wrapped in a business. Scram, get out of here. It makes no sense. I don't know why he wouldn't be able to put a sign out when all of the other businesses that go through the neighborhood, like the one that drives right behind him, are also advertising their business just on a wrap as opposed to a normal sign. It's pretty fucking silly.
Bro, he's detailing my car. So what's the problem now?
You had a sign up.
Okay, the sign's
You're
gone.
advertising.
What's off? What's
You're
the problem?
still going to get a letter.
What's the problem? He's detailing my car. What's the
Well,
problem?
that's
He's
not
detailing my car.
That's not your car. That's your.
That is my friend's car. Yeah, that is
Well,
my car. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
So what's the problem?
I'm not going to argue
so
with you.
I have somebody coming to wash
I've
my
told you.
car? You haven't told me anything.
You are not supposed to be running a business.
No one is running. I'm not running a business. I'm getting a service done. I paid him to
But
come
that's not
here.
your car. That's your car.
So my
I'm not going to argue with you, but I am going to argue with you. And then he gives like the worst possible fucking arguments imaginable. How is he running a business out of his house when he is getting a service done? Exactly as he is stating. Like, that is checkmate. There is no business being run out of his house. There's a service being conducted. By this ridiculous logic, Mr. Big Shot, Big Meat HOA president is also running a business out of his house anytime someone comes out to fucking fix the plumbing or do his roof or something. Like, it makes no sense. When there is a service being done at this guy's house, how in any way, shape, or form is that this guy now running a business out of his fucking house? This is absolute lunacy. This guy is off of his gourd. I don't know what he's even trying to like argue here, because it is nonsensical. If he has a problem with the sign, okay, the sign got taken down. Fucking take a hike. Get out of here. Issue solved. Why is he still going to get a letter?
friend came here.
You're
And I'm
still-
getting my car
I'm
washed.
not gonna
So
argue
listen
with
to
you.
me. Listen to me, right? You told me something, right? I'm here. I live here, correct? Because you know that,
I know that.
right? I live here. I called him to come get a detail. My friend comes. And all of a sudden my friend wants to get a detail. So that's a problem on me now?
Yeah, because you're advertising.
Get out of here, man.
You're not supposed to have a vehicle parked on the ground.
Yo, I'm not allowed to wash my car on my property. I'm not allowed to have my car washed on my property.
You're not supposed to advertise it.
Okay, so he took the advertisement away. What is the problem now?
No worries, brother.
Thank you. I want to get a picture of your tags. You're coming
HOA hotshot just blue screened in the brain there when he asked what the problem is now since the sign's down. He just keeps harping on that. You're running a business out of here. Your friend's getting a detailing too in your driveway, and there's a sign up here. Okay, the sign's gone. What's the problem? He's not running a business out here. His friend just happened to be there and also want to get detail done. That should be no problem. It's his own driveway. It's not encroaching on anyone else's property or anything like that. It is all above board. It seems like it's all perfectly complying with the HOA rules here. The only other thing he makes us think about is the truck on the grass, which they also moved then too, and still he has an issue. It's just crazy because like HOA zombies like this guy, they literally exist for this kind of power. Their purpose is to exert what they believe to be power on others, to try and make people feel like they're beneath them and that they're, you know, a godsend because they're on the HOA board or something. Like the way he flexes that, like he's some kind of secret agent. I'm HOA president as he flips down the FBI badge or something. It's so cringe, man. Just get a fucking life.
over here and doing all this shit. Oh no, I follow the rules. I follow the rules very well.
Well, that's a first for my business.
The car is off the desk. Get out of here. Get out.
You're still going to
Get out.
And it's going to the law.
Get. This is a harassment case. Thank you very much.
The what's your badge number line from his friend actually got a big time giggle out of me there. This guy just won't leave. Like he just keeps saying, you're getting a letter, you're getting a strongly worded letter. It's going to be a stern one. I hope you're ready. I'm HOA president, damn it. Who do you think you are? I am. Like, all the issues have been solved, which were barely issues in the first place. I don't know why he has to be so combative and aggressive about it, confronting him on his property about, like, the HOA laws that he's violated because he's accusing him of running a business out of his house, which is the stupidest fucking thing ever. And even when this phony baloney problem is solved, he still just keeps making a big stink about it. He continues to argue. Like, the video goes on for like another 20 or 30 seconds, and it spans what I imagine to be multiple minutes because it starts cutting around because they keep arguing. The guy just won't fucking leave. It's clear all he wanted to do was come over and cause a ruckus. He just wants to cause problems. He is the HOA president, and he thinks he has, you know, the fucking license to kill or something. He can do whatever he wants. So he's confronting him on his own property about nothing. A made-up scenario in his head about how they're running a business out of his house. It's so unbelievable, man. And there's plenty of videos of, like, HOA Karens and meltdowns and shit like that. I'm sure you've seen plenty. But it is just unbelievably annoying. And this one really grinded my gears, especially after just talking and yapping about HOAs for a while on stream last night. It was this HOA president, I think, is the epitome of what an HOA board member looks like for the most part. Like, he's a caricature of that. Anyway, though, just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. See ya. I love cryptids. I think most of you know that. I've made a lot of content covering cryptids. I even went on a full-blown cryptid hunt using the latest and greatest in cryptid catching technology in North Carolina when we hunted the, what was it called? The local cryptid there, the Jim Google or something like that. The Boojum. That's what it was called. We were hot on the tracks of the Boojum out in the dense forests of North Carolina, really trying to find that disgusting bastard, but unfortunately slipped through our fingertips out there and then summoned coyotes to scare us out of the forest, and we ended up leaving. We didn't even camp out there. Point is, I like cryptids. Now, do I believe they actually exist? Dropping the sarcasm, no. Absolutely not. But I really appreciate the people that do believe in them. It is so fun to watch content from true cryptid believers. Unfortunately, now the community's been hijacked from people just fucking farting out AI cryptid videos all over the place, unfortunately. Heavens to Betsy, that poor person was hunted by a bulimic cubone. Fuck, the way it climbed the tree like that. Horrifying stuff. All AI. Point is, right now it's kind of a hot trend to just dump these cryptid AI videos out there to fool people into thinking that it's real, and right now the Wendigo is the big one they keep targeting. So I've been inundated with that because on stream we did a little cryptid deep dive onto some that I'd never heard of, which is rare because I love cryptids and I've familiarized myself with most of them, even like the really obscure ones that no one gives a fuck about or has ever even heard of, like hairy hands. For those that don't know, hairy hands is a disembodied pair of hands with a lot of hair on them, real fucking fuzzy hands, that on a certain stretch of road, I don't even remember where, it's in some rural area where some drivers report seeing a pair of paws come out and yank the wheel of their car off to the side, causing them to crash in the nearby ditch. Now, using basic logic, you can probably surmise that the actual explanation for why so many cars crash into the ditch on that stretch of road is probably because the drivers are tired. It seems to happen at night exclusively, so they perhaps got tired and imagined it. Plenty of reasonable explanations, but the fun one is hairy hands. And there's just so many wacky cryptids that I just find a lot of joy in learning about. It's a lot of fun. So, unfortunately, it's being fisted by AI right now, but I don't want that to overshadow the whimsy that cryptids can offer. So I want to show you some of those stream highlights going over some of these cryptids that you probably haven't heard of either. Cryptid sightings disappeared when 4K cameras came about for some reason. Are you insane, brother? There's cryptid sightings every day. Don't you remember the whole giant thing? Where people on TikTok were convinced that giants were real because they saw the top of a fucking antenna on a mountain? Flatwood Monster is cooler. Who's the Flatwood Monster? I do not recognize this at all. The terrifying true story of the Flatwoods Monster. Give me the cliff notes. West Virginia's Flatwood Monster.
The Flatwoods Monster. One of West Virginia's most popular legends is from the small village of Flatwoods. The story is that back in 1952, 3 boys all went up to check it out. What they found not only terrified them, but shocked the entire village for decades. They found a monster, described as having a bloody red body and a green face that glowed. It was huge, about 10 feet tall, and had a head shaped like a spade. Its hands were clawed, and had a very distinct hissing sound. News of the story spread far and wide, and because of the panic it caused, the US Air Force had to do an inquiry, specifically a UFO inquiry, which they called Project Blue Book. The project came to an end.
No shot, that's where that comes from.
The Flatwoods Monster lives on.
No shot, that's where the Project Blue Book comes from. Is that actually the origin? No, yeah, I was surprised you've never heard of this one. Nah, it just doesn't ring any bells. I've certainly never seen that image of the Flatwoods Monster. Looks like an Adventure Time character. The Sandown Clown is the most terrifying cryptid. It's another one I don't know. Hit me with the cliff notes.
Did you know about the alien clown? The Sandown Clown is a humanoid entity that was seen by 2 children near Lake Common, England.
Oh, that shit's the amazing digital circus.
The children heard an ambulance-like sound and came across this being, which was described as a mix of a clown, robot, and alien. Standing over 2 meters tall, the Sandown Clown was thin with a large head, blue triangle eyes, a flat brown nose, and yellow lips. It had a tall pointed hat, a red and green clown suit, and wooden antenna extending from its body. Despite its appearance, the Sandown Clown was friendly and spoke to the children for almost 30 minutes. It spoke through some kind of microphone or speaker system. It identified as Sam and claimed to be all colors and non-human, providing cryptic responses to questions about its nature. When asked if it were a ghost, it is reported to have answered, "Well, not really, but I am in an odd sort of way." After this encounter,
that's deep.
the Sandown Clown vanished and has never been seen again. Whether it's true or not, the tale of the Sandown Clown is another odd mystery of our world.
No, it's not. How is that an odd mystery? Some kids lied. The end. How is that an odd mystery? I'm always interested in the real cryptid stuff. The goat mans. The hairy hands. That kind of thing. Not the fucking Sandown Clown where the only thing is these 2 kids said they met a weirdo. That's not real cryptid shit. That's fraudulent. That's stolen valor. These I spit on. This is a bunch of hooey. Black Knight Satellite is no stolen valor. What the fuck is Black Knight Satellite? That sounds like a character from My Hero Academia.
Lots of people believe in the abstract theory of alien life, but some people believe aliens have not only visited Earth, they actually placed a mysterious device into orbit above our planet thousands of years ago that they used to communicate with humanity. Sounds crazy? Here's a look at the mystery of the Black Knight satellite. In 1954, the New York Times ran an article saying that Dr. Lincoln LaPaz had discovered 2 satellites orbiting the Earth. The reason this was news? In 1954, no country had managed to launch any satellites yet. Whatever LaPaz saw, it was enough to worry the Pentagon for a while that the Russians might have beaten America into space. LaPaz later said he made it all up, while the Army said no such satellites existed.
Okay.
Still, many people believe the satellites were there, but Time magazine announced it was just an innocent piece of space junk. However, thanks to declassified
Black Knight
documents,
satellite.
we now know that it was a cover-up, as it was actually an American spy satellite doing reconnaissance on Russia. But is that just another layer to the deeper cover-up of the Black Knight satellite?
Probably. This isn't even a cryptid, by the way. You have provided me with something that's not even a cryptid. Unless the Black Knight satellite then came down to fucking Florida, grew legs, and now haunts the forests of Apopka or something. Puckwudgies are my favorite. They're pretty creepy and believable. Know of them? Puckwudgies. Are we making up words? We're fully in fucking Poppy Playtime Society now? Puckwudgies? Holy fake cryptid fan. Is this something that's blowing up right now? Puckwudgies? 2 to 3 foot tall, gray-skinned, magical woodlands creatures. These are pretty believable, you say?
A Pukwudgie is a fascinating mythical creature deeply rooted in the folklore of Native American tribes, particularly the Wampanoag and Algonquian peoples of the northeastern.
Man, that is an unfortunate looking little guy. Yikes. Oh man. That's gotta be awful.
They are also associated with a range of mystical powers, including the ability to create fire, shapeshift.
This is just Dungeons and Dragons shit. Where's the evidence of the Punkwudgies? Oh, it's this guy again. This is the guy that keeps finding fairies.
He's just there. Ah, you see? That was a quick glimpse there.
What? Bring his little ass out here and make him dance for me.
No, he's not there. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing it. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Where? Oh, fuck!
There.
That dirty pervert was twerking. Oh my god. Alright, well, maybe punk wedgies are real. They exist. I'm a believer now. Can't argue with the facts. Next, he's gonna say he hasn't heard of the Fresno Nightcrawler. That one actually somewhat sounds familiar. That, like, at least that one rings a bell. Can't say I've seen the Fresno Nightcrawler. The name sounded familiar though, but I do not recognize this SCP. Wow. That does give me a lot to ponder. Just when I thought I had seen it all. I know all about Mothman. See, Mothman's a real cryptid. That's an interesting cryptid. Has Charlie made a video on the AI praying apps yet? We talked about those on stream quite a bit. I already talked about the newest one, where you pay $2 a minute to talk to AI Jesus. Honestly, that might be another good pivot for Newbird. You might as well. Yeah, it's $2 a minute, right, to talk with AI Jesus? Am I misremembering? Let me see. Yeah, $1.99 per minute to video chat with AI Jesus. Thought so. AI Jesus app, just like me, charges $2 per minute to video chat with a digital Christ trained on the King James Bible. The faith-based AI market is growing. The faith-based AI market, by the way. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Just a complete dismantling of faith right in front of your eyes. Did you know you can just pray for free? Ah! What? You're speaking crazy. What? But you can't see and hear Jesus through your computer screen if you're not paying? The only way to form that relationship is through the faith-based AI market. Just like me. It costs regular users more than $600 annually. CEO Chris Breed runs the company with co-founder and investor Jeff Tinsley. Monthly package priced at $50. Offers 45 minutes of conversation time. I didn't dive super deep into this because we had already covered another AI Jesus scam. This one blows that out of the water. Holy fuck. This is like turbo heretical. Oh, wow. Let me look up this guy, Chris Breed. Unsurprisingly, he's in California. Unsurprisingly, this doesn't even look like a real guy. This guy also might be AI generated. I don't have a LinkedIn account, so I can't look at him very much. Okay, here. For some reason, I can't bring that over there, but here. That's Chris Breed, apparently. That ain't real. That's what I'm saying, man. This guy, he also looks AI generated. I want to hear him try and talk about it. I'm so curious what he says. So many grannies fall for this daily. Yeah, I have no doubt some people will actually do this. I do not doubt that. Who falls for this? The easy cop-out answer is just defaulting to saying it's all old people, but it's just not. It's not. People of all types fall for it. Oh, there's apparently a statement from him here. You do feel a little accountable to the AI, Breed told the Associated Press. They're your friend. You've made an attachment. Yeah. That's good. We need to exploit that. That's what we want. We want people to form an attachment to their AI. Is this a video of it?
I hear your request for prayer.break. Father God, I lift my dear friend Krista before you. Breaking.
For $1.99 per minute, the tech company Just Like Me is taking having a personal relationship with Jesus to new levels.
The psalmist says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want."
Users of the platform can join video calls with an AI-generated Jesus that remembers previous conversations.
This is not a replacement for human connection. At the same time, people are spending so much time in the social world just scrolling.
It's part of a larger...
Oh my god, that's the biggest load of fucking baloney I've ever heard in my life. What a slimy asshole. You're charging $2 a minute to talk to AI Jesus, or $50 a month to have 45 minutes of conversation with AI Jesus.
At the same time, people are spending so much time in the social world just scrolling.
It's part of a larger boom of AI tools designed with religion in mind, from AI Jesuses to Buddhist priests like this one.
Emmy is supposed to be a Zen friend, someone who helps human beings in their Zen practice.
I tried just like Me's AI Jesus, first asking it a simple question. How many books of the Bible are in the New Testament?
The New Testament contains 27 books.
Then I made it a little more complicated. Is AI gonna take our jobs?
The scriptures remind us that every skill is a gift from God. He calls us to be faithful stewards of those gifts. Seek wisdom and prayer as you navigate.
This cost her like $50, by the way.
But when I asked it to pray for me, things didn't go quite as smoothly.
May you give her peace that passes all understanding. Break. Guide her steps with your loving light. Break. Deep breath. May she feel hope surrounding her. Breaks. May the Holy Spirit.
Yes, I can feel it.
Her mind now. Breaks.
Break.
But for some of these apps, there's been more than a few glitches.
So there's been issues already.
Speaking in tongues, that's what that is. Not issues.
GPTs, but other versions as well, where they give misinformation and disinformation out. There's been concerns about data privacy.
Incredible. Incredible. Amazing. That's Paula White Kane rates. Oh, I bet Paula's pissed that she didn't think of it first. Isn't this the most blasphemous shit possible? It's up there. It is definitely up there. I also like how Chris Breed didn't bother to show his face in that. He had to bring out dumbass Jeff Tinsley. Oh, it's not like a replacement. It's just, you pay us and we'll have AI Jesus talk with you. When Associated Press asked the AI about the relationship between artificial intelligence and religion, Digital Jesus said it views AI as a tool that can help people explore scripture like a lamp that lights a path while we walk with God. So why does that tool cost a ton of money? That, again, just that doesn't track with what's in the scripture. Graham Martin, a podcast host and atheist who's tested similar religious AI apps, said he grew concerned when one platform's AI Jesus prompted him to upgrade to a premium subscription. Listen, sorry, I love you, like you're my children, whatever, but you're a brokey. So if you want to keep yapping with me, you want to keep blabbering, you're going to have to upgrade to that premium subscription. You feel me, Squirt? You get me? Okay. Prayer's over. Peace be with you. Crazy shit, man. Actually crazy. I love you, my son. Please put more money in the slot. This breaks character, hey, bro. You gotta upgrade to get into heaven. Unironically, that's where it's going. Like, you're making a joke, but that's 1000% what it wants to do. Even Chris Breed is kind of open about it. They're your friend, you've made an attachment. What he wants is people to get attached to AI Jesus and eventually believe that they need to converse with AI Jesus. They need to confess to AI Jesus. Thus, they're paying and paying and paying. And if they want to, get into heaven, they have to keep paying AI Jesus. And if they stop, well, they've forsaken Jesus. That's absolutely what he's preying on. That is 1000% what they want in game. The 11th commandment, buy premium. Yeah. Wild thing is, it's not even a good AI chatbot, just using bottom of the barrel. It's true. It's fucking terrible at the one thing it's supposed to do.
I hear your request for prayer. Her mind now. Breaks.
But for some of these apps,
she feel hope surrounding her. Breaks. May the Holy Spirit gently calm her mind now. Breaks.
It's unbelievable how bad it is at the only thing it is designed to do. Isn't just blasphemy, it's idolatry, which is also one of the most heinous of sins. Yep. This one is actually worse than I thought it would be. I didn't dive too deep into it last time, but wowee. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. The Bible is free. Not if you want the real Bible, the one with Trump's signature on it, bro. Bible is free. Get out of here. $60. That's what it costs to get the real truth. That's bare minimum. You should be paying $1,000 for the inside cover Donald Trump signature as well. You clearly haven't seen the 30 clearest teleportations caught on camera. We already have the technology. Actually, I haven't. How clear were these teleporting incidents? 30 clearest human teleportations ever caught on camera. Oh, this is new too. This is probably like reliable. He didn't even teleport. He didn't go anywhere. How's that a teleportation? These are a lot less clear than the title led me to believe. Oh, I saw that time. Oh, here comes Alex Mercer.
But when he was noticed, he bolted forward and in an instant vanished completely, leaving behind stunned witnesses and footage that looked like real teleportation.
You call this clear? Does this look clear to you, brother? But this is undoubtedly a teleportation incident. I'll give you that much. But it's not clear. I almost saw something there. That was a close call.
Leaked footage
I did see that.
Secret
He's
Service
gone.
Operation shows a tense chase in a crowded bookstore.
Where is he?
Just as agents closed in, the target suddenly teleported right out of sight, disappearing into thin air and leaving everyone stunned.
What the fuck? Damn! Wow, I don't think he got teleported. Based on that sound effect, I think he got zapped. There's probably a pile of ashes with smoke coming off it on the floor there. Holy, alright, now this is pretty clear. This one's only like negative 160p, so I can see things here.
A man suddenly appeared on the street out of nowhere, then calmly continued his walk as if it were the most ordinary thing. But how does someone just materialize in plain sight without warning?
That's a good question. How did he do that? That was pretty clear.
Without warning.
Fuck! He needs to teach us this power. Without warning, too. Good point. Nobody on the sidewalk knew that this was happening. He didn't warn a single soul.
During a live interview near an airport baggage carousel, everything seemed normal until something in the background caught viewers off guard. A woman standing behind the interviewee suddenly disappears the moment someone walks past her,
this
raising questions about
this one's
whether
not
it was
even
a
really
glitch,
trying.
a trick of light, or something much stranger.
She just didn't disappear, she's just walking with her. I don't mean to debunk clear evidence here, but that one she's just walking with her. You just can't see her anymore because of the angle. You can even see her start to walk. Where is it?
A person suddenly appears on the road, colliding slightly with an oncoming car, shocking both the driver and anyone watching the footage.
I can't fucking see anything, because not only is the footage terrible quality, but there's raindrops on it. But I see. He's not very good at teleporting. He came in stumbling and hit a car. The car teleported to intercept him. Oh, now that's an interesting theory. You might be onto something. Let's see. No, the car comes from over here.
As a man on a bike rides into the frame, he moves forward and then suddenly disappears from view, leaving those filming stunned and questioning what they just witnessed.
He traveled back in time. Came to the wrong year, he had to go back.
CCTV footage shows something that immediately makes you question reality, as if the laws of physics have taken a brief vacation.
Well, that's not teleportation. He's a speedster, so he vibrated through that. And this guy doesn't even know the rules. That's not teleportation, but that is no doubt a superhuman amongst us. And that's clear as day. Imagine we see the guy from FEMA who teleported to Waffle House. If only I could get my hands on that footage. That must be something special. Oh, he comes back too!
A person in a black hoodie
Wow.
casually walks straight through a closed door, leaving anyone watching utterly baffled by the impossible sight.
You're not supposed to normally be able to do that! He's no-clipping!
On a busy road, leaving
Oh, this is like
questioning if
actually clear footage. For the first time. This one might even be 720p. This is pretty
what
good.
they're seeing is real.
Man, people keep teleporting in front of cars.
A man suddenly appears.
Their coordinates
in the
are
middle of the
way
road,
off.
narrowly avoiding a moving car.
Wow! Right now he's on the horn with his boss. Wait, even this guy teleported! Everyone's teleporting!
Travelers move along as usual, but in an instant, some vanish into thin air, leaving empty spaces where they had just been, baffling anyone witnessing the scene.
Oh my god! What is this? Is this Rapture? What's going on? What? Ah! What the fuck?
Was this man expecting?
Look!
Is this an SOS signal he's sending?
Look closely right here. Watch what happened. Here it is. Watch. Look.
Oh!
The routine street.
Can't argue with that one. That gives me a lot to think about. Man, that guy fucking pieced out like that meme where they have that guy go like this and then he fades out. Wow. To think that it's real. I mean, you can't argue with that. He was sent to the back rooms, maybe. This is scary stuff, man. This is scary stuff. Only 58 likes is crazy. Well, it's because the government suppressed it. They're trying to hide the teleportations. Slapped Ham tried to show us the truth 5 years ago. That was the last time he was seen. Government teleported him to a different nebula. 1 hour of clearest human teleportations ever. Oh, it's witnessed again. Oh, wow. This one's a whole hour. Oh! Whoa! Ah! Oh, I've already seen that one. He's reusing it. Oh, this channel is just all this, huh? What's the most popular? 30 disturbing gang encounters. So it went from gang and cartel encounters to teleportations. Okay. Quite a pivot. And UFOs seem to be a big one. 60 of the clearest UFO sightings ever. That is pretty clear. Oh, I remember these assholes. I remember when these fucking cosmic perverts came down. Tried to have sex with my grandma.
As they zoomed in,
Oh!
the object's strange shape became clearer, leaving them stunned. It
Ah!
wasn't a plane or a drone, just something they couldn't explain.
Ah!
Vendo alguma coisa? Lá do teu lado, lá, pô.
Scram! Shoo! Get out of here! This ain't your world!
Nem 4 horas ainda, velho.
They're hiding in our clouds! Fucking cloud people!
Olha isso, velho. Olha isso.
Its contours are stark against the landscape, motionless and seemingly grounded.
Wow! Oh, this The sound effects.
Then, without warning, the perspective shifts abruptly, and in that same instant, the object is no longer earthbound, its ascent now undeniable against the vastness of the sky.
That is undeniable. That's true. You can't deny that. Prove that that's fake. You can't. Was there ever a follow-up on that alien sphere found in Brazil or wherever? It was actually a lot of different places that the alien spheres were turning up in. And it turns out it was confirmed to be actual intergalactic travelers. Horrifying stuff. They had like fucking 9 tits and everything. To my knowledge, they're still being studied at the moment. 9? That's not even symmetrical. I know, and that was the scariest part. These kind of videos are way less fun now that AI is a thing. That's true, they're a lot less cool now with AI, but luckily, there's still people doing it the old-fashioned way.
Someone want to tell me what that is?
Bro, that shit looks like a tin can with boosters on it.
What exactly did he capture that day?
I don't know, some kid's science experiment, maybe. Artemis 3.
Leaving viewers to wonder what exactly was spotted.
I don't know, it's in the shape of like a fish or something. What does it mean? Like a Swedish fish.
De Janeiro.
Yeah, the aliens and their lowrider again.
This footage reveals something in the sky that appears to resemble...
What else? Do they have any gnome footage on this channel? I haven't seen any good gnome videos in a while. They got some cryptids. 60 creepiest wildlife and cryptid encounters even skeptics can't deny. 60 creepiest wildlife and cryptid encounters mainstream media never showed you. Fucking typical lamestream media trying to hide the cryptids. Let me see. Holy shit.
In the shadows, to creatures caught on camera that defy
Oh my god, we have a Slender Man sighting. He was dormant for so long, but he's back. Oh no. No! I thought we were rid of this menace. The 5G radiation has summoned him once again from his slumber. No!
What would you do if, while walking home at night, your flashlight suddenly revealed something lurking in the shadows?
I'd fucking poop, bro. That's what I would do.
Its shape thin and almost stick-like. A strange, pale figure stood frozen in the darkness. Its shape thin and almost stick-like.
What's he doing there? Was that Jim Carrey Grinch? It might just be a guy. This guy does look fucking stupid. Earthworm Jim coming home after a hard night of heavy drinking.
Right there.
Was it a ghost, a folkloric creature?
Why do you keep saying is it a ghost? It's clearly not a ghost.
Imagine fishing
Does this guy only know one
by the
thing?
shore, only to feel something moving in the water beneath you. It moved too fast to catch a clear look, but it wasn't human.
Why do you think that? That very well could have been a human. That looked like just a guy.
Was this a yeti, or something no one has ever named?
A yeti? That'd be the shortest yeti of all
Or
time.
something no one has ever.
That just looks like a little human man. He's probably trying to get home. It's very chilly out. It's fucking snowy.
Until they spotted a strange figure moving on the hill above them.
Is that?
Where? Where is it? Is it like where? It's like right on the other side of it?
No, it stopped and looking at us.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
It's moving now.
The tree is.
Its steps were deliberate, its shape hard to define.
To the right of
It's not that hard to define. Is that not just another hiker? Am I on the crack pipe? He's even got his arm out. Is that not just another guy? His steps were deliberate. Yeah, it's called walking. He's huge. Is he that huge? They're just really zoomed in. He doesn't seem that big. It's on like the side of the walk there. He doesn't really look huge or anything. It's not like the giant sightings back on TikTok. It just looks like a guy. He's actually striking quite a peculiar pose. This could be an amazing digital circus character come to life. I'm starting to come around. I see it now. That is a cryptid. Bro got alerted like an NPC. Yeah. They aggroed him. My dad is into this stuff. He even bought an app that's supposed to... he even bought an app that's supposed to help him communicate with aliens. What do you mean he bought... What app did he buy? Tell me right now, I'm going to buy it as well. How... What would you even spin... Like, what would the app do? He'd have... That would be so... Like, the stars would really have to align to get some bang for your buck with that app purchase. He'd have to encounter aliens, A, and then B, he'd have to hope that the app is able to translate to that language of the aliens, for which there's probably countless. Like, this could be set to only communicate with, like, I don't know, Viltrumites, or, well, Viltrumites speak English in the show. What's a fucking alien that doesn't speak English? Krogans, or something, maybe. So we'd have to encounter them. What's the app? Tell me right now what the app is. Ask your dad. CE5 Contact. Oh my god. For $10 from Dr. Stephen Greer. $10. This app provides instructions and tools to assist you in making peaceful contact with extraterrestrial civilizations, as well as locating others in your area who are interested in making contact. ET contact is undertaken using the CE5 protocol. It stands for Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Unlike more passive CE 1 through 4 experiences, a close encounter of the fifth kind is human-initiated. Contact work can be done with just a chair and a quiet night. However, use of this app and the recommended and or optional items listed below have the potential to make your field experiences easier, such as detecting anomalous activity, initiating communications, or documenting celestial events. To further your understanding of consciousness and contact, ET and UFO matters, as well as the history and science that relate to these topics, the following reading materials are highly recommended. How does this help me do this? How does this help me contact and talk with them? I'm gonna match with a hot alien in the Andromeda. When I was in my alien phase, I used an alien app similar to that called Alien Talk. Was yours $10? I can't believe the price. Who is Dr. Stephen Greer? That name sounds so familiar. Oh, that's why, because I just looked up Stephen Greer the other day. Someone on chat was asking me my perspective on Dr. Stephen Greer. That's why, I was just looking at him. So now he has an alien contact app. I'm going to tell you that makes him even less credible in my eyes. Assuming this is his official app. The most recent reviews are from fucking 4 years ago. Well, actually, here's a 2-year review. A year from 2 years ago. A review from 2 years ago. It says, 1 star. Please read, do not purchase. This is a scam. You pay for the app just to get a bunch of stuff you hear in the documentary that's available on Unify. The app does not work either. It'll state that a verification email has been sent to the email. It never gets sent. Huh. The email is necessary to log into the account and use to meet up on the portion of the app to try and form a group. Every purchase just buys the guy a beer. That's what it sounds like. Oh, they actually just updated it 2 weeks ago. Additional fixes to optimize map loading. Huh. Well, I'm not going to piss away $10 on this. If it was like $2, I'd do it, but 10 is a crazy ask for this dog shit. I'll pass on that. That doesn't exist any... Oh, no, here it is. Alien Chat. Talk to Aliens. 13 reviews. It's a radar detector contacting ETs. Chat with alien beings, talk to aliens in real time, powered by groundbreaking AI technology. So they're not even real aliens. They're not even fucking matching me with aliens. Oh my god, it's a fucking scam. I can't even start without paying for a $13 a month trial, or a $13 a month subscription. This is so fucking silly. I'll never get to chat with aliens. Here's a review. It's 1 star. The aliens just say a few words and then that's it. They're all pre-established words. It's not like an AI chat where it'll come up with new things and it doesn't always answer the questions. The only cool thing this app does is allow you to turn on the flashlight by asking the alien to do it. Oh my god, it's so pathetic. Definitely don't pay for the subscription because I was using the 3-day free trial and that was like all the chat did. It would be an awesome concept if they used AI to make the response. Why would that be an awesome concept? You're just talking to AI again for a $13 subscription pretending to be an alien. But because they're just pre-recorded responses and only a handful of them, they're really boring. Ghost detection apps must have done the same thing too. Yeah, those we've used on our ghost hunts. So I already know those are fucking awful. This one guy posted a review on this a year ago. It's a 5 stars. He said, "Creepy but amazing. I talked to a gray alien and saw what its planet looked like." Please institutionalize yourself ASAP. Here's another 5 star. This app is so cool. I'm into aliens and weird stuff, so it was crazy to talk to an alien. At least one guy talked to an actual alien. Can you imagine this shit actually works? This is how the aliens are trying so hard to contact us. Why is no one downloading our app? No one wants to download the Alien Talk app. You ever seen a 31-year-old man shake his hair dry like a dog? Have you ever seen a 31... Have you ever wish you would do you so bad you'd do anything? AI is here. Did you know that? You're welcome for keeping you abreast on everything that's happening. I'm here on the cutting edge. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. Talk about AI. I just learned that Amazon has gone whole hog into using AI to dub their anime instead of using voice actors to perform for it. From what I understand, it's been going on for a minute now, but it's mainly been for Spanish dubs of anime, where they're just churning out the most soulless, flat garbage imaginable, much to the chagrin of pretty much anyone with ears. It is not received overly positive from what I can find, and now I just learned that they are doing it for English dubbing as well. Instead of hiring voice actors, Amazon is electing to instead just have AI do it. And the results are fucking terrible. So they just did this with Banana Fish, and it is actually unwatchable. You are better off just putting it on mute. And I mean that sincerely. It's not a subjective statement. It is provably terrible. Like, actually just genuinely bad. And not even like the biggest, most brainwashed, brain-dead, troglodyte, homunculus, chode-guzzling AI defender would possibly try and cope by saying it's not that bad, because it actually is. It makes the show unwatchable if you're trying to listen to the AI-generated English dub. Just watch it in its original form in that point. They didn't bother to hire voice actors because obviously it was significantly cheaper and faster to just use AI. And I remember they had actually toyed around with this idea back in like March, or maybe it was May, I can't remember, where Amazon was just being very bold about it, saying like, yeah, we want to speed up localization, so we're going to be using AI to start dubbing our anime. As advertised, they were true to their word. It has arrived, and boy howdy does it blow major ass. This shit sucks farts through a crazy straw. It is bad. I would love to show you some clips, but I know that would get the video taken down if I showed you clips. I highly encourage you to not watch it, though. I know hate watching has become like almost a religion at this point for a lot of people. I strongly urge you not to for this, because Amazon did this for so cheap that even like 10 people firing this on is probably net positive for them on their return. Like, it is something that they have very openly stated that they are doing because it is faster it is cheaper. So they are not hiring any English-speaking voice actors to dub Banana Fish. They're just letting AI do it. Now, I learned about this from a voice actor named Damon Mills, who is a prolific voice actor. You might know him as the voice of Frieza in Dragon Ball Super. He said, anime is more popular than ever. This year alone had 2 of the highest-grossing animated movies to date at the box office, both of which are eligible for Oscar noms. Amazon's choice to use AI to dub Banana Fish is a massive insult to us as performers. AI continues to threaten livelihoods of performers in every language, yes, even Japanese performers who are also incredibly vocal on this topic. Voice actors deserve the same level of respect as on-camera performers. Anime already pays talent very little. Dub production costs shouldn't make a dent in these companies' pocketbooks. Using AI for a dub of a show that released nearly 8 years ago and had no rush schedule just spits in our faces, has infuriated the consumer, and completely destroys the art. All they've done is make a shitty product and piss off a lot of people. Obviously, he's 100% correct here. Anime has never been this popular. The new Demon Slayer movie, the new Chainsaw Man movie, both of these films went fucking nuclear in the box office here, blowing the titties off of like everyone's expectations of what an anime movie could do at the box office. And it has shown to a lot of people that were maybe oblivious to it, fucking living under a rock, that anime is a huge, mainstream, successful medium. It is nonsensical, smooth-brained shenanigans to try and capitalize off anime being on fire right now by pulling your britches down and doo-dooing all over it by using AI dubbing for a show as cherished as Banana Fish. This show was extremely popular, and as Damon Mills mentions, it aired 8 years ago. Like, it's been around for a minute. There's no rush for the English dub. It's something fans have wanted for a long time, and what you have provided them with is a carcass. You gave them a rotting corpse of what they were hoping for. With no exaggeration, it does ruin the show. It becomes more of a comedy. Like, it's kind of like Ghost Stories, except at least the Ghost Stories English dub, they were all laughing and having a good time. There is soul and passion in there, even though it is very silly on purpose. It's still real performances from real people enjoying it and putting real work into their craft. This is just a complete affront to God. It is bad. Even if you love AI, if you sat down and tried to watch Banana Fish with the AI English dub, you would probably turn it off in the middle of episode 1. It is unwatchable. It ruins it. And this is very clearly the direction that Amazon wants to push, is AI as like a replacement for voice actors. I know everyone's like, oh, that's never going to happen. Don't be so doom and gloom. That's such an exaggeration every time I mention that. But it's very clear. They are investing so many resources into being able to replace as many people as possible for as cheaply as possible, which is the entire purpose of AI in this field right now. Because it can do this, albeit very poorly. It can do it, and it will get better at it. And it will save them a ton of money. Instead of hiring real English-speaking voice actors, real talent, they can instead just spend 12 hours one day just having AI crank out the dub for it and just fucking send it. That is what they are doing, and this right here is their first real push to make it, like, normal. And I imagine other companies will be following suit, which super sucks because it is a worse product. It is inshitifying things for the sake of saving money. It is literally trying to erase voice actors from this entire business because they're just going to do it as cheaply as possible if Amazon can prove that it's profitable. And then what you're served on the platter is just nothing burgers. Just all AI trash. Like, and I know people love to celebrate and wiggle their finger. AI is going to replace all the voice actors, yippee. And I don't understand how we've reached that point. Like, that is such a stupid thing to be fucking celebrating. As if you're going to be safe. Right now it's focused on, like, the creatives because I guess they can save a lot of money on their bottom line pinching pennies by just trying to replace as many people in, like, the voice acting space or, like, the art space as possible. But it's going to come for you too, goober. And in the meantime, before it replaces you, it's going to be giving you worse content. Like, I don't know why you'd be happy about that. Just because other people are miserable, it makes you happy. It's just the saddest, most pathetic fucking existence. This is the cheapest option. This is the laziest option. And now all of a sudden people want to pat companies on the back for it because it hurts some voice actors they don't like. Crazy. It's actual lunacy. Actual baby brain Neanderthal mode. Also, Damon Mills briefly mentioned, like, on-screen actors. And I think this is also going to be going for on-screen actors as well, and it's something I said even like 2 years ago. In its current form, the AI tools at companies' disposal aren't able to fully replace flesh, blood, and cringe on the big screen, like the real human beings performing on camera. It also can't replace voice actors either, but companies have deluded themselves enough to think that it can, and they believe that people are receptive enough to the slop that they just won't care. It'll just be endless consume like fucking zombies in front of their screen, and they'll just swallow the AI dubs with a smile on their face. Hopefully they're wrong, but they're confident enough that they'll use AI in its current form to replace voice actors going forward, I imagine. However, they haven't taken that plunge into on-screen actors yet, but I have no doubt in my mind they will. As they continue to pour endless oodles of cash into this sector, into this technology, I imagine in the next like 5 to 10 years, most on-screen actors will just be AI generated. Just like we're already seeing the subtle shift in the music industry, for example, where there was that like $3 million deal they just signed with some AI weasel, where they just generate a couple of songs, and now they've got a $3 million record deal with a legitimate record label. I think that same phenomenon will be happening in the movie industry as well as TV. Because with AI, they can generate anyone they want and have them do anything they want for significantly cheaper than hiring real human beings to do it. You wouldn't need stunt coordinators, you wouldn't need makeup or anything, you just AI generate it. It would save them millions of dollars, and then you could have new movies and new TV shows dropping starring fucking Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, Abraham Lincoln, and King Tut. And companies, they will flock to it. They already are. They're already putting so much money into being able to do this kind of shit because it saves them so much money. And it increases the rate at which they can just fucking spit out slop for people to just turn their brain off in front of and be hypnotized by. So, like, it's awful, but I'm not surprised. Like, this is something I think a lot of people have seen coming, and now it's here. And it fucking sucks, just like everyone expected it to. Amazon is the first company taking the very bold plunge with having a very popular anime, Banana Fish, be AI English dub, but they won't be the only ones. That I am very confident in for a prediction. The sole purpose behind these kind of tools are to replace the actual human workers. It's not good. There's no real positive spin you can put on it. It sucks. It does suck. And I just wanted to yap about this some more because we are watching it spiral, and it continues to only get worse with this kind of shit. That's about it. See ya. I saw a video today of a fedora-tipping gentle sir freaking out, going ballistic, and I thought for sure it was just a skit. It was a staged video. It was fake for the sake of like rage baiting and engagement farming. But now I've seen that same video being picked up by actual journalists, like actual outlets. So maybe it's real. I just find it hard to believe that this is legitimate because everything about it is too perfect. This guy is wearing a Demon Slayer shirt with a pseudo trench coat and calling himself the name of a fictional character who is known for being in a trench coat, and he just actually looks like the quintessential Discord moderator.
Hello?
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
This saint was just in the neighborhood making sure that there was no ne'er-do-wells up to no good. He has just finished his training with the katana. He often studies the blade, and he thought he would just kindly pay you a visit just to make sure everything's all right over there. He is a master of cringe breathing, and this guy is a force to be reckoned with, so if there was any trouble, he could just slay them on the spot. This fucking guy is like a mystical cryptid. He's like Santa Claus, but for Redditors. How Santa Claus knows who's been naughty or nice, this guy knows who's got too low of karma, and he pays them a visit, but instead of wiggling his big ass down their chimney, he just knocks on their front door and then blows a fucking gasket.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door! Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro,
I can't believe the door didn't just explode. He should have deatomized that bitch. This is a very strong advertisement for that door. It must be like an adamantium core in there, because I don't know how it withstood the power of this man's kicks. Granted, he was nerfed. He was wearing flip-flops, so he couldn't really get the oomph, the elbow grease that he usually would get there, but this is a superhuman we're dealing with. It was so powerful it almost sent him tumbling backwards. He had to regain his balance while, falling back down the stairs there. It was a devastating blow right there. That shit would make Omni-Man tremble. And then he starts asking where his daughter is. Perfectly normal question to be asking a complete stranger. Maybe he'd been talking to some kids on Roblox or something, and now he's trying to track them down. I have no idea. But it immediately gets unhinged. And speaking of unhinged, you're crazy if you don't check out the new Starforge sale going on right now. There's a huge sale on Voyager, Navigator, and Collab PCs, so click the link in the description, best PCs in the universe.
Bro, if you don't
open this fucking door. Open this door, I'm breaking it fucking down. You understand me?
Leave my house. You don't...
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
It's hard to tell because of the quality on the Ring doorbell, but he's actually activating his Sharingan right now. It's about to get serious. They're in a standoff right now, and he is subtly powering up because it's looking like it's going to be a scrap. And trust me, I know a warrior when I see one. This guy fucks. Like, this is not someone you want to be taking lightly here. His body is a weapon of mass destruction. He looks like if someone wished Milhouse was real.
Can you leave my house, please?
Can you open the door, please?
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door.
Yeah, that's the thing I mentioned at the start. He calls himself Harry Dresden, which is a fictional character from something called the Dresden Files. He's a professional wizard who solves supernatural crime. This is what I'm saying. Like, I find it so hard to believe that this is real. Like, he's the one that just offers that up out of nowhere. It feels like they were trying to really dial up, like, the amount of cringe, so now he's trying to pretend that he's a professional wizard and investigator and that this is his neighborhood. You're on the property of Harry Dresden. You're breathing my air, Buster, so you better open this door. I gotta go in there and check. Where's your daughter at, huh? Where's she at? And then, like, throwing these, like, puny kicks and stuff. And now he's about to get a lot more wild about it. Like, to me, it just feels fake. Like, it feels like this is all staged. Everything about it is just too perfectly embarrassing and, like, shameful. This guy is what you picture when you think of Reddit mod, like, hey, I saw that your comment got down-duded a lot. I've decided to ban you for the sake of the r/defending AI art community. To get out of here. That kind of thing.
No, or I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
Now you better start sweating. He put on the big boy voice. He got low into the baritone, the sultry tones there. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Playtime's over. scary. Aura so powerful I was trembling through the computer screen and it wasn't even my Ring doorbell. Just seeing the way he monk palm strikes it, the way he's grabbing at it, like, oh man. I don't know the aftermath here. I don't know if the homeowner called the police, but if he did, I don't know if the police are strong enough to stop this man on a rampage. That probably was just more bodies left in his warpath. It's terrifying. Having the virgin Viltrumite come up to this guy's door and start asking where his daughter is and whatever. It's what a wild set of circumstances here, and what an interesting freakout. Like I said, I still am not convinced this is real. Everything about it is too perfect to showcase a loser, like a pathetic, unhinged loser. And I feel like this guy had to be in on it for the sake of engagement farming. I feel like he was typecast to play this character in this video. I don't know. I still just have a hard time buying into the authenticity of this. But who knows? Maybe it is completely real. Either way, wanted to yap about it. That's about it. See ya. The wacky wild world of TikTok live streaming is a fascinating beast. It is a demon. One of the biggest types of streams on TikTok, at least as I understand it, is begging streams, where people just go live and just beg for money. Like, please donate a galaxy right now. If you don't donate a galaxy right now, I'm gonna put my corgi in a headlock until it passes out to save my corgi's life with galaxies. Not quite to that level. I'm exaggerating, but it's just basically things of people saying, I need this money, please give me this money, I want this money, give me this money. And then, of course, the old-fashioned NPC streams that were the trend for a while. Like, ooh, popcorn so yummy, roses, that kind of thing. It is still very popular. It is still very degenerate. And today, Matt sent me a clip of a TikTok begging streamer who was spinning this tall tale of fibs about his living situation at home being so bad, and he's crying on stream, asking all of his followers to just give him some money so he can get out from his mom's clutches. And then his mom comes in. And it paints a very different picture about what's actually going on here.
Just trying to make money in general. To be able to go, Mackenzie, hate you. No, get out. Now.
I just got a phone call. I just got a phone call from somebody said you was in your room, you was on TikTok, and you said you had to get out by tomorrow.
Go out. Go. Go.
Said you was in
Out.
your room crying.
Out. Go.
I have not told you.
I just told you to go. Mama, go.
I told you.
Go.
Jeepers! Uh-oh, zoinks! Barbecue chicken alert! Barbecue chicken alert! It looks like we got a huge fucking liar on our hands here. Who could have seen this coming? It seems as though this is all phony baloney horseradish here. It's looking like it's all fake. It's all make-believe here, like Santa Claus. It seems like these tears might be performative. It doesn't seem as though he's actually in a dire situation with a wretched bitch of a mother who's one day away from kicking his ass out onto the street in the rain and cold unless all the people on TikTok start giving him some doubloons. Seems like it all could have just been fake here to scam people on TikTok, if you can believe it. I know, a crazy notion, a wild accusation, but I think there's a lot of evidence to support the claim. I also gotta say, his acting here is lackluster. This is pitiful. It's very clear he is an amateur. He did not attend the prestigious academy of Charles White's School for Method Acting, because if he was trained under my techniques, such as what I displayed in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, he'd be having snot all over the place and there'd be poop in his pants. It would be the most convincing crying/begging you'd ever seen in your life. And this is just not that. This is very rookie crying tears. This is something you'd see in like a first-year thespian troupe in the fucking drama club. Terrible, terrible acting. My heart breaks for his mother here. She comes in after learning that her son is now crying on TikTok, begging for money, using her as the villain, and how, like, she's so evil, this and that, and now he's crying, inconsolable. Well, not inconsolable, you can console him with money. In fact, that's the only way to heal his broken heart. And she learns this information, and she comes into his room, not aggressively or anything. She comes in very confused, wondering why. She's talking about how he never said that. Like, she wasn't threatening to kick him out or anything. Where is this coming from? She looks devastated to see her son doing this and saying these things about her. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't even seem like infuriated or mad. She just seems really saddened by it, like very upset that this is what her son is doing and what her son is saying about her. And it's clear he knows that his goose just got cooked, because he immediately, the tears dry up instantly. It's a miracle. He immediately snaps to it and starts to panic, telling her to get out, being very callous, being very rude to her, telling her get out and even pushing her out, like shoving her out the door so he can continue to go back to his begging stream here. And you can see in the chat, people are immediately alerted that this is fake. But since it's TikTok, there are some people whose brains are so poisoned, they are so far gone that I don't even think they're sentient anymore. They're hardly lucid. So there are people that are donating money to him even while he is pushing his mother out, even after he has been fully caught with his pants down here in this lie, in this performative fake cry begging stream for money. There are still people showering him with money. That is pathetic. I think those people are more pathetic than he is, actually. That is crazy to me. How someone would see this and still give him money. Like, I don't understand. What must be wrong in your life? What must have disconnected? Like, how many neurons must you have wasted away with fucking whippets or something to somehow watch this live under your nose in front of your own peepers and still be like, oh my God, I need to give this guy some money. He deserves some money. Look at his mother. His mother came into his room without even knocking. She didn't even knock. Oh my God, it's even worse than I thought. Here, quick, take a galaxy. Take 20 roses and a fucking dumbbell and some bubblegum. It's just preposterous. Now, I tried to look more into this guy to see, well, what happened next. Apparently, this is a pretty old clip. I can't actually find the genesis of it. It's only just now, like, blowing up, but apparently this happened a while ago. And it was not, like, blown up or anything, so, like, that stream may have, tanked, went straight into the shithole there for him. But it didn't matter because he was able to just keep doing it, apparently, because the people in his audience, maybe they missed the stream. And I guess within, like, a couple days, it had just fizzled out, and the people that watch him didn't really give a shit anymore. I don't know if he went back to doing more begging streams. My guess would be that he probably did, because on TikTok, people, they don't even remember what they ate for breakfast. Like, within a day or two, he had already apparently been totally fine. Like, his audience, it's not like they were upset at him anymore. Like, he could just go back to doing begging streams, fake crying for money on TikTok lives. Something that I remember being pretty common on TikTok Live is people just looping the same streams over and over and over again, used forever. So even though it's not, like, technically live or anything, you just keep spamming that stream, hoping to collect some cash passively. He could do the same thing with the begging stream. He could even use that same stream all the way up until his mother opens that door. Like, he doesn't... It didn't matter, is what I'm trying to say. On TikTok, he can just continue to do these begging streams till the fucking cows come home. And it is a very popular branch of content on TikTok. And maybe someone finds that stream that don't know that he's making it all up and it's all fake. So then they just get scammed out of this money here. These are always particularly disgusting because you are exploiting people's willingness to be kind and help. Like, these are people that are seeing him cry, hear about a situation that is clearly made up now in hindsight, like it's not real, but they don't know that in the moment, and they want to try and extend a hand to help him, to help someone that they believe is in need. So they're exploiting that generosity. It's just gross. It's just super gross. And I looked at his current account. I don't think it's the same account that he was doing the begging streams on. I think he probably did make a new one here. And basically the only thing he posts about now are his truck and his girlfriend. I don't know if he still does the begging streams, but looking at his recent content, it's like a lot of videos of his truck and how much he loves that truck, and also his girlfriend, and how if anyone, touches his girlfriend, they'll have to deal with the demon inside of him, that kind of thing. So maybe he stopped doing begging streams, I couldn't tell you. But this shit is just so unbelievably cringe. Anyway, just wanted to yap about it a little bit. I feel really sorry for his mother. I really do. She looked very, very sad to see what he was saying, to learn about what was going on there. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So, yep. Dispatch continues to have me in a titty twister here. I am just gripped. I'm so invested in the world and its characters. And you could argue there might be a bit of bias there since I play Sonar, but I think that argument is a load of hooey. You can put that right in the toilet, because even if it wasn't me voicing Sonar in this game, I would still love the character and pretty much every character in this game. The whole thing is just so compelling. It's just so entertaining. It's well written. It's fun. It's fresh. And every Wednesday I'm looking forward to the 2 new episodes that drop. So I wanted to, of course, give you another little montage here from episodes 5 and 6 from some of my favorite moments, and mainly a lot of, like, Sonar moments. Sonar is special, and the experience was amazing, and I think seeing the results here, it's pretty clear that a decade from now, we're all going to look back on this moment, that character, and recognize that this was the time when video game voice acting reached its apotheosis with my portrayal of Sonar in Dispatch. And I also think the character is just so well-rounded that he's probably going to be talked about in the same way that Mario is. When you think of video games 20 years from now, you'll think of Mario, you'll think of Sonic, you'll think of Master Chief, and you'll think of Sonar. Oh, 35s. Come on, Robert. Get Sonar to help you put up the big boy weight. Oh, now we're cooking. That's kilograms. I don't believe in kilograms. I only know freedom units.
That made that less real.
There were many contributing factors.
Would that be a date with Blonde Blazer or Mandy?
Oh, I don't know. Which would you prefer?
Blonde Blazer.
And that's not a trap. I'm both of them. That's
Mandy.
out loud, but you know what I mean.
If I'm pressed, I think I'd prefer the girl from the other night. So yeah, Team Mandy for me.
Okay. I'll let you know when I come up with something.
Now she fucking hates me.
Can't wait.
Team Mandy, huh? Okay.
Have a good shift.
Fuck you, Robert. Puny dweeb.
Bro. Let's do this.
Time to max out Sonar. I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to be the team to discourage bullying all that effectively. Let's throw him in there anyway.
Quick heads up, Sona is in a mood this morning.
That way we can go there instantly.
Miss a rabies shot or something?
Power was out at my place. Couldn't even check
Nice
up
and
on
easy.
my investments.
Oh no, the numbers that go up and down every day. You'll be fine.
I pray you
See,
never
nice
know
and
what
quick.
it's like to lose something.
Upcoming project.
Mystery and intellect. Send someone unassumingly strong. That's Sonar.
My rejected
Easy
TEDx
solo.
San Antonio talk will finally get the recognition it deserves.
Goddamn right it will.
Sometimes reaching a certain point will have an effect. Like this one, which will guarantee a fail.
What? Guarantee a fail? But I've had a perfect day.
Look, if you wanted to grab dinner, all you had to do is ask.
Oh no! Oh, we're good.
You're not my type. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
We got another Sonar point, baby.
Half man.
We're going
half
crazy.
Man, all freak.
I feel like I should just keep juicing down here. Where's my boy Royd at?
With the red ring. They run half the crime in the county. We are bound to bother them at some point.
Watch yourself. You poke the hive, you're gonna have to fuck the queen.
That's not how bees work.
You know what I mean.
I don't, actually. No one's
That's
trying
exactly
to
how
kill
bees
Shroud.
work, actually.
But if we kill the queen, we rot the hive.
You would do that. Kill Shroud. 'Cause you
Hell
might get a
yeah.
chance. And you don't want to go in there having to think about it. You gotta know.
Shroud killed him, Chase. There's only one thing I can do.
You know that's not true. I'm not sure your dad would want it that way.
You're not sure. Should we ask him?
Yeah, get the Ouija board out.
Point taken.
We'll find a spiritual medium
Mecha
to
Man's
communicate
coming
with
back
him.
to life, one patch at a time.
Give me something with intelligence.
Damn.
Okay, here we have to convince them.
I'm here to
There we
hustle.
go. Oh, the XP of this scenario will be 2x. This is the perfect tag team.
I have extra flashlights if people and any
yours. Okay, more for me.
I can hear your heartbeat. Sound like a fart on a car seat. And I can read your mind.
Wow, the lyrics are inspired.
Why are you out here?
What the fuck?
You want a drink?
Sure. Dude, be honest. Am I going to make a fool of myself if I sing Whitney Houston?
Are you Whitney Houston?
No.
Then yeah, you will.
Fuck. Is it right?
Sonar!
For you.
Wait, it's kind of hard for me, but look, I know it was probably a by the books, bottom line kind of decision, but thanks.
Oh, how cute.
Are you lost or something, bitch? Or you trying to get fucked up? A lot of bars around here, fool. Why'd you pick this one? You got a death wish, homie?
Just here.
Hey, bud,
let's go get a drink.
No one's talking to you, fucking.
See, they finally gave you some arms that can reach your dick.
There's some people that want to talk to you, invisible bitch.
Fair fight. Oh, wow. I got cooked. Sonar, help! Oh, shit. Oh, some of the songs are the same. Gotcha.
You wash your hands after touching all them filthy nutsacks?
Thought he seemed salty.
Sonar, help! See, I knew there'd be a way to get Golem in here. What a good team we make. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we know this Robert guy is a front. Who are you? Really?
Ah, Mecha Man. Fuck you guys.
You're right. Front. This guy, Robert, is a mask.
I'm Tony Stark.
He's the guy who sits behind his desk, biding his time, dreaming of the day he gets back in the fight. I haven't told you who I was because I'm kind of starting to like you all, and I'm not sure you're gonna like the real me. But the difference between this team getting by and this team being great is trust. So you should get to know the real me.
I'm Phenomenon.
No fucking way. Can't be.
Could be. That's like a real superhero.
It is you. You little shit.
Sonar, thank you.
Just a bit of water, come on. Wow.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you fucking fuckers.
What a fucking loser.
Thanks. You saved my life.
Yup. Thanks for the drink.
So, I expected to be burnt to a crisp by now, and I didn't plan any of this next part. Anybody else got something to say?
My name's Courtney.
Boo!
Nice to meet
Not
you.
as cool as Mecha Man.
Herm. Sometimes Herman or Hermie, but my grandma calls me Herm, so Herm.
My name's Victor.
Oh, I forgot that's my real name.
I'm
I didn't remember that at all.
What smoke? Shut it down!
Uh-oh. Another failed protopulse. But this one's emitting anthrax.
Help it, Roy!
Get him out! Shit!
Sonar, do something!
It's locked down.
Oh, fuck, I'm on it.
Entertain Hobbs the cat while his owner is away. This has to be a Golem solo. I don't have flambe. I don't even know what this would be. Who? It'd have to be charisma, right? So probably Sonar. Sonar can probably solo this. I'm just gonna do Golem though.
Alright, guy.
I think Golem can do it. Wait, why am I ones? These aren't typically ones for Golem, are they? Easy enough.
Hello? Yes, it's that time of month again. Send your finest over to clean my abode.
Oh, yikes. I really need Sonar not in bat form. I have a plan. I need another call to come through ASAP. Please. Good lord, please, give me another call. Fucking anything! Help Grandma across the street! Give me a call! Unlucky. That's tragic. Prism's my next best there.
I thought you said you
Tell me
had-
you soloed it,
No.
Golem. I need good news.
Night, everyone.
Oh,
I'm pretty fucking beat.
Oh, Golem, you've done it! What the fuck?
I'm good. I'll fly over in a bit.
I would like a ride.
I just hit the 33%. That's huge. Hey, Sonar! Oh shit. Oh god. Now it's gonna get complicated.
Can't shoot what you can't see.
Look, this is really great work, but doing this tonight is out of the question. Hitting a secure location like this is something they would handle downtown.
Are you kidding? There's enough firepower in this room to take down a fucking kaiju.
Oh no, don't make me choose sides here.
Please, y'all wouldn't make it.
Oh no, don't make me choose sides. I can't handle it.
Hey, no need for that. We take the day to plan it with downtown and hit the warehouse tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? This thing's not gonna sit still for that long. If we don't grab it,
Fuck,
someone
fuck,
else
fuck, fuck! Ah, we have to go tonight. We have to go tonight.
They're ready.
Blazer, I'm sorry.
Robert, no. It's not happening.
Fuck. There it goes. Now I'm just not getting any pussy.
We need to
I
go
ruined
now.
it.
She said no. You understand that word, or has it got too many fucking syllables for you?
Why don't you go walk your ass around a mall, Grandpa? Heroes are talking.
You are no fucking hero.
Whoa, hey!
She named you Invisigal, you named yourself Invisibitch, and you had it fucking right.
Chase, you're drunk.
Damn,
You need
Chase.
to stop talking.
You want to get people hurt, get people fucking killed, then you need to go back to the team where you belong.
Hey, everybody just calm
I couldn't decide.
down.
I couldn't decide.
Crazy. She thinks she's like you, but she's not. Robert doesn't need to keep going out there with no powers, putting his life on the line to make up for assholes like you. He doesn't need to be Mecha Man to be a hero. You playing them, you playing yourself. You think you're invisible, but I fucking see you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know you're a liar, criminal. I know you're fucking dangerous. What else do I need to know? There. Now I know you're a coward.
Oh my god. Busy! Wait!
That was a nice uppercut. That bitch sent his ass
So shots.
You're not dead.
Chase, are you alright?
That's enough for tonight. I'm sorry this turned into whatever just happened.
Hey, it's not ruined yet. I thought I fucking
one
ruined
word
it.
about what happened tonight fucking answers to me.
I thought I fucking blew
Got
it. I couldn't decide.
Visigal.
Yeah, so I might have to do that once a month.
Hey, his
or
eyebrows
so,
are back.
As a release of my hatred for you.
Like he was faded. So, obviously, I gave her the pep talk, you know. Like, that's all bullshit. You make up your own fate, yada yada. I don't even remember what I said, but I do remember thinking, oh, fuck. Yeah, that must have been hard. Like, if I didn't have you, you know, and my dad, where would I have ended up?
Behind a desk, just not at a superhero agency. You have no fucking powers, brother.
You were always good. That was always in you. It's what makes us different from a thief like her.
Okay, maybe if I can hack into the system, I can trace the energy signal. Check the manifest.
Something would be great. Yeah, let's start with something.
Man, she's doing so much more for me than Blonde Blazer ever has. But Blonde Blazer was so nice, and she never threatened to peg me.
Shit, they're onto me.
Oh, hey, there's a door to your left.
Fuck, it's locked. Feel free to take your time. Just catching up with some old friends.
I really hope Blonde Blazer comes and helps. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel real stupid for my choice.
Got it.
No, I need the password.
Visigal, stop. No.
No!
Hey, Vizzy, stay calm. Your inhaler.
Few feet in front of you, okay? You gotta get to it.
Hey, Vizzy, he's just gonna keep fucking with you, but you don't give up, okay? Vizzy, you gotta fight. Please. Vizzy, hey, listen to me. You get up. Get up!
Beef, we gotta do something.
Keep up.
Oh no. Oh, that's tragic. He won't die, right? He's still got plenty of years. He didn't even run that far. No shot. He fought crime for years using his powers. There's no way he's dead. He's 40 with the body of an 80-year-old. I know, I just feel like... I feel like he could handle that, though. That was very short. Like, that run was super short. I don't think it would blow up his heart that quickly. I don't know, though. It probably did. God damn it, that was so good. Now we wait till next Wednesday. Boy, howdy, do I have something wacky to share with you right now. This has to be one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in a tournament. Full stop. It happened at a Pokemon Go regional. A player named Firestar73 came through loser's bracket and won the entire thing, becoming the Orlando regional champion, but he was too happy about it and they took it away from him. He had a small pop-off, like a little celebration, and pop-off is a word I'm using way too loosey-goosey because it doesn't really apply. He was excited, so he dropped his headset and gave a single fist pump, one pump, not even 2 or 3 pumps, one fist pump, and then shook his hand, and they deemed it excessive and unsportsmanlike, so they stripped him of the win, gave him a game loss, and thus his opponent became the champion for it.
Now on his 11th one, he is the first-time champion for himself and your 2026 Orlando champion!
Incredible series from Firestar, pulling out all the stops, all the Pokemon, taking us to a decisive Game 5. Could not have asked for anything else.
That's the entire thing. That's his celebration that they thought was just out of line. They said, "You're disqualified, Buster. You were too excited. We can't have that. We're like fucking Dementors. We have to sap that shit up so your opponent is now the champion." And by the way, they didn't even announce this during the official broadcast. It wasn't until after it was all said and done, after the dust had settled, then they made it clear to the community that Firestar 73 was not the winner because of this unsportsmanlike celebration. It's unhinged. Any sane, normal human being would look at this and tell you that there was nothing excessive or unsportsmanlike about what he did. His conduct was totally acceptable. It's just wild to me how infested the upper echelon of the Pokemon brass is with the unhappiness virus. Joy is the arch enemy of Pokemon tournament organizers and like Pokemon businessmen, these suit and tie zombies that actually control Pokemon. They hate happiness, truly loathe it. And this is just a further evidence of that. Firestar 73 was excited, he was happy, and he did a very light celebration. Like, I mean it. Like, that is not excessive by any stretch of the imagination. I get more animated and excited when I find an extra fucking french fry in my goddamn Miller's Alehouse order. Like, he did not go crazy or anything. When I saw the headline, I was expecting like a Hungry Box level pop-off where he just stands up, picks up the chair, throwing the chair into the audience, lights a match, and then throws like a fucking stick of dynamite or something, like fireworks display. Like, I expected something chaotic, catastrophic, where he was like piling up corpses from celebrating, just beating the shit out of people or something. Something so extreme that it would somehow warrant an automatic game loss there, which gave the opponent the tournament victory. It would have to be something extreme. Like maybe they found out that he wasn't showering using cheeky soap, and then I'd understand why they'd disqualify him, because that's just not good hygiene. If you're showering, you gotta be using cheeky soap. It's the best soap in the universe. But this, all he did was he dropped his headphones. He didn't even throw them. He didn't spike them. He didn't give it like a Gronk spike in the end zone. He dropped the headphones, and then he pumped his fist once before shaking his opponent's hand. That is not excessive. That is not unsportsmanlike. Jiminy Christmas, I can only imagine what these dweebs would do if they saw Hungry Box, for example, pop off. They'd have a heart attack. They would keel over and die on the spot watching someone get that excited. If this was enough for them to be like, it's a game loss. Oh my god, I'm gonna have nightmares. Oh my god, it's so much. Give it to this guy. Quick, quick, quick. We have to punish him for being happy. I can only imagine if they saw like an athlete or something, like an actual athlete celebrating, you know, a big shot or a big moment in a game. These are the biggest fucking losers, man. Actual dorks. And I've seen a couple of people mention that Firestar 73 got an earlier warning from one of the judges because he had like dropped his headphones earlier when he was excited. So this was them, you know, following through on their threats and punishing him for doing it again. That's still stupid. He shouldn't have, like, it shouldn't matter. He didn't do anything wrong. You can see him shaking in excitement. So he's taking his headphones off, he's shaking and drops them. He doesn't do anything like throwing them at the computer screen. He doesn't fucking rocket them at his opponent saying, you know, eat dirt, pussy, and like flicking them off or anything. He sets his headphones down. He drops them. That's not a big deal. Now, I don't know how he reacted earlier where he may have got a warning. Maybe it was more excessive then. But what he did here shouldn't have even constituted any level of, like, eyebrow raising in the slightest. Not even an ounce. So I just think that's a load of barnacles. There is a game theory, though, that's being cooked up that I actually do think has some real oomph to it. There is a belief that these judges maybe bet on the match. And maybe they bet on his opponent to win, because Firestar 73 did come through loser's bracket. Making a loser's run is extraordinarily difficult in any tournament. And perhaps they placed a bet on his opponent to be the victor. And you know how the story unfolded? He won. Firestar 73 did make the loser's bracket miracle run, squeaking out the big W here. And now the judges, they're not going to get that payday, they're out that money, but they see a way of kind of weaseling a W, snatching a victory from the jaws of defeat by DQing this guy for being too happy. Because fundamentally that's what it is. Hey, you were too excited, so you lost, actually. He won now. So I can definitely understand this conspiracy theory here, and I do believe there's a non-zero chance that it could actually revolve around that entirely. There's enough question marks here for how this was handled to at least warrant an official investigation, I would argue. Gambling has become a core component of basically everything. Esports, sports in general, TCGs, basically anything. And prediction markets are only serving to even further blow that up and expand the scope of gambling. So I have no doubt that there probably were bets placed throughout this tournament here, because in every single tournament, in every single game or whatever competition, there are people betting on it. So there is definitely the possibility that maybe these judges were betting on Firestar 73's opponent because it was kind of a safer bet. Firestar 73 looked unlikely coming through losers. It's a lot harder to pull that off, so they wanted to make some easy clams, but it didn't go in their favor, and instead, they found a way to try and weasel their way out of it and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Match fixing is something that is extremely prevalent in esports in particular. So it is definitely possible that this could be the explanation for it, because I just really don't buy into this garbage that he excessively celebrated and it was unsportsmanlike, thus they had to punish him by taking away the win and giving it to his opponent. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely absurd. Now, Firestar73 has responded after this whole thing has blown up, saying, I am incredibly thankful for the support directed my way. I have a direct account of my experiences releasing soon in an interview, which I will link when it's out. For the moment, please use the support link if you disagree with the ruling as well. Love y'all. Hopefully there are enough complaints to get this ruling overturned, because it just doesn't make any sense. If it stands, then I really think Pokemon Go as a competitive scene should be curtains. I think that should just be the end of it there. The competitive integrity is completely fucking ruined, right in the shitter with this. I think it's unacceptable, and judging from the response to all of this, it seems like the community agrees as well, which is extremely nice to see. So hopefully we'll see some kind of action here as a result of what the judges ruled. I hope they actually pay attention to the direct complaints. I don't know if they just wipe their ass with it like normal Pokemon Company does. I couldn't tell you. I am not an active Pokemon Go player these days, nor do I pay attention to the competitive scene, but this is just completely unjust. It's not fair, and it's unacceptable in a competitive environment. It just truly is. Like, maybe going forward, the Pokemon Go competitive community can rally together, and at the upcoming tournaments, maybe after every win, every player drops their headset in similar fashion to how Firestar 73 did, to see if they're going to rule it like this going forward across the board, where that's going to result in a game loss every time for being unsportsmanlike or some shit. I don't really know. I just know that this is just garbage. And I needed to yap about it because it's one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a fucking tournament setting. That's really about it. So yeah. When I heard they were making an It show, I kind of had the same gut reaction everyone else did, which was to write it off and just pretty much assume it was going to be, at best, mid. But as I've always said, even things that I'm pretty confident I will hate, I will always give a fair shake to and approach with an open mind, willing to be pleasantly surprised and proven wrong. And in the case of It, Welcome to Derry, the TV show, I was pleasantly surprised. I was wrong, for the most part. I don't think it's like a perfect show or anything, but it is significantly better than I would have expected it to be. Now, I'm going to be getting into spoilers, as I always do these days, so this is your fair warning. This show added a lot of things to it that I think on paper sound fucking stupid. Like actual crack pipe smoking dumb ideas that if I just read like a plot synopsis for this series and saw it in there, I would giggle at it and just immediately wipe my ass with this show. But actually watching it, it shines. In particular, I'm talking about Halloran. Halloran is a powerful psychic with the military who they're using as fundamentally like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 UAV kill streak. He is a psychic that they are trying to use as a compass to target and locate it, the crash site of this entity. So that way they can use it to stop conflict across the globe by just instilling debilitating fear in them. They want to capture it and use it, and they're using Halloran to find it. And he has psychic abilities, in the truest sense of the word. He literally does have psychic abilities. Not to like Mob Psycho level or anything, but he can poke around in people's brain. He can incapacitate people with his mind. He can see into them. He can like astral project himself. And I would have not expected something like that for it. But man, it works really well in this show. And I think it's because of how good of a character Halloran himself is. He is a very interesting character, a complex, deep character that we learn a lot about, spend a lot of time with, and see do some really cool shit. So it worked. Like, I would have never expected it to, but it did. Another thing I would have never expected to work really well was having it not always be Pennywise. Because the most iconic part about this entity is the Pennywise element to him, especially with Bill Skarsgård being Pennywise. He does such a phenomenal job as that character. Well, in Welcome to Derry, this entity is not Pennywise at all, really. You don't see Pennywise in the way that you've seen him in the past until like episode 6 at the end. For the most part, it is doing all kinds of other things to scare and kill its victims in Derry. And it works really well. It is brutal, especially the end of the first episode. That was probably one of the most shocking episode premieres I've ever seen, because it like lulls you into this false sense about where the show's going and how it's going to play out. Like, oh, we've been down this road before. It's going to basically be like the Losers versus Pennywise again, but this time a little deeper in the past. Okay, snooze fest. And then the end of that episode hits, and it's just a fucking slaughter of everyone you thought was safe, that everyone you thought was going to be a main character just dead, brutalized, like annihilated. It was surprising, but it wasn't shock for the sake of shock, because that becomes an integral part of where the series goes from there. That is like its main motivator, because then you follow two characters that survived it, and how, as a result of those deaths, Ronnie, one of the characters that survives it, her father's being framed for the kids dying there. And Lily, she's had her own traumatic experiences, and people think she's crazy, so no one believes her, and she can't tell people, and she has to find a way to try and prove she's not crazy, and so that way she doesn't get sent back to, Arkham Asylum. It's like a really interesting direction Welcome to Derry goes that I didn't expect it to at all. And it works really well. I think they are very creative with how it terrorizes and, kills in this series. Now, with that being said, sometimes the way that it terrorizes and kills looks like absolute dog shit. There are moments in this series that the CGI is just embarrassing. In particular, episode 3. Holy shit, the entire cemetery section where they're trying to take a photo of the entity to prove that Ronnie's father wasn't the one responsible and that there is a monster that's killing kids. And they go to a cemetery to try and provoke it, and then they end up getting ganked by a bunch of ghosts and chased around by them. And my god, it looks terrible. It reminded me of the early 2000s Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy. Visuals to that level. It was really awful looking. The visuals completely ate shit throughout that entire sequence. And not just there are multiple other instances throughout the series where the CGI just looks super half-baked and unfinished, as if they forgot to texture it but then ran out of time, so they just said, fuck it, do it live, ship it. There are moments where the CG is just very, very bad. I also think there are quite a few times where the writing is also atrocious. For the most part, I think the show has solid writing, especially when it comes to some of its main characters, but there are other times where it feels like what they ended up, just printing was placeholder. It feels like there's no way this is how they actually wanted it to come across. For example, I think the most egregious moment of baffling writing choices is in their mission in the sewers. So they've located an artifact that they want to track down, and so the military does a mission in the sewers, and they send an elite team in there in order to find it, and they're being led by a member of the secret organization tasked with keeping the being under control so it doesn't just, run rampant. So they have this big team together, they're going through the sewers, and they are very familiar with the entity at this point. They know that it wants to separate, isolate, and kill, They know that anything they see in the sewers that they can't explain, they have to kill, they have to shoot, because it is most likely it about to attack and kill them. Like, they know everything about this. The only thing they don't know is the landscape of the sewers, but that doesn't matter, because what ends up happening is when they go in the sewers, pretty much instantly, they all just start splitting off. So, like, they're walking through the sewers and it's a single file line, and you would expect that they'd be in, like, constant contact with each other, like, talking, so that way they know everyone's still in line, or at least, like, turning around and checking every now and then. But that's not how it works at all in the sewer. What ends up happening is, the second that they have to, like, drop into some water, they, like, the first couple that do so, then, like, push a whole mile ahead before the rest do. So, like, they are now completely separated. So they're so far away from the group now that they can't even hear, like, screams from them or anything. So then, like, the next wave of the line goes through the water, and then Halloran gets to the water, and he gets pulled under, and the two guys behind him saw it happen, so they're like, oh, what the fuck just happened? We gotta find Halloran. He just got, like, yanked under. Where are you? Start saying words. Scream. You know, like that kind of thing. Scream if you love it. Ah, come on, just anything. And nobody ahead of them can hear any of this, like the splashing around, the screaming, the yelling, because they are now so far ahead, and they haven't checked at all if anyone's still with them. So these two guys are looking for Halloran. These two guys are now isolated, so they get ambushed by it. It is like the craziest shit, because they already know that it is there, and they know that it wants to separate and isolate them. Why wouldn't they at least be turning around to make sure everyone's still there? It's like the quickest and simplest action to take, but it doesn't happen. So then, Hanlon and Polly, who are characters that are very important, we've spent a decent chunk of time with them, they happen to notice that the others are missing, so they then go back to look for them without informing the two ahead of them. So there's just never any communication, so the two ahead of them continue pushing forward without knowing that Hanlon and Polly have left. Hanlon and Polly go look for them, now they're isolated, and now they're getting ambushed by it. Like, it's just so fucking stupid, because all it would take is just like a simple, like, sound off, like, hey, you guys still there? Or even just like one of these, like looking over their shoulder. And then they'd be able to immediately recognize whether or not they're all still in a group or separated. And because of that lack of communication or lack of really doing anything sensible, the whole thing goes tits up and everything is, you know, out of control now. Like, that was just so fucking silly to me, because it just felt so unnatural. Up until this point, most of the characters, I would say, were making mostly smart decisions, at least on, like, you know, how they handle certain things. But in the sewers, everyone got hit with, like, a stupid beam. Like, I don't understand what went so wrong there. Like, it feels like that would be, like, they knew what they wanted to do with have this mission going wrong in the sewers and all of that, but they didn't know a way of doing it other than just having every character just all of a sudden become like a fucking lobotomite. And in that same episode with the sewers, Paulie does a heroic sacrifice where Hanlon believes that he just saw his son in the sewers, but that doesn't make any sense, because why would his son be there? And we had just seen moments before he had saw, like, you know, something else that wasn't actually there. So the idea is Hanlon is now just going to shoot his son because he thinks it's it. But Paulie notices, no, that's actually his son in the sewers. So he, like, jumps in front of the bullet, sacrificing himself and saving Hanlon's son. That was really a fucking stupid way of killing off Paulie, because he noticed immediately that his son was actually there. It's not it. And he was going to act immediately. You saw him look to Hanlon, and he still had quite a bit of time. I understand it's in slow motion, but he still had enough time to jump in front of the bullet. All he had to do was just hit his gun up. He was right next to him. All he had to do was just push his gun up. Like, it would have been actually significantly faster, and it would have been a lot safer for everyone, too, to just push his gun up or push his gun down, instead of just, like, throw himself in front of the bullet. I thought that was just, like, a really lazy way of killing him off, and I do not think that sacrifice hit as hard as I think they wanted it to. And there's a few other notable examples I could pull from for writing that I really just don't think landed, but there's no point in just going through each one of them. I just think there were quite a few instances where the writing really floundered, but like I said, for the most part, I think they did a good job narratively, and especially with the characters. It's just there are moments that had me kind of roll my eyes a little bit. But I would like to mention one more thing that I didn't like too much, and it does still kind of tie into the writing. When they're going through the explanation for the genesis of it, I just thought that was a little silly. like, not in the way that it was presented. So basically what happens when we're learning about the origins of it, it's Hanlon who has infiltrated the mind of one of the members of the secret organization that keeps it contained. Well, contained is real loosey-goosey. It runs wild. It still does kill a ton of people, but they write it off as like acceptable losses as part of the cycle. But anyway, he's inside of that individual's mind, and he is seeing the past where when he was a kid, his aunt had asked him to recite the story of the Galoo, which is something that was a children's tale that they were all told, but it is true. The Galoo is it. And it's basically the story of how an evil spirit crash landed on Earth in a falling star, and the impact was so great that the falling star split, and thus its cage was broken, and it could, go out and kill now because it was no longer contained. And I don't mind any of that. Like, that's all cool, actually. But what it boils down to at the end, though, is that pieces of that falling star they took and turned into, like, a dagger in order to fight it. And they turned it into these artifacts that are used to keep it afraid of going past the artifacts. So that way it stays in the Western wood. And I just didn't love that. I really just didn't like the idea of having, like, just, this Excalibur it weapon and these very powerful artifacts they buried in the ground to keep them locked in there. I don't know. That didn't sit super right with me. I always preferred more of the mystery of it as opposed to it now kind of boiling down to, like, it's a Marvel villain that they can fight with this weapon. I didn't love that direction as all. Not the biggest deal in the world because the show is still very solid. Like, I did enjoy Welcome to Derry far more than I expected to, and it has an absolute banger ending, and I'm very curious where they're going to go further with this now. Overall, I really was surprised by how entertaining the show was. So, it was a nice pleasant surprise being wrong on this show. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah. I don't know how many of you have noticed this, but it seems like there's a trend where the world's worst drivers are addicted to streaming themselves driving. And it feels less like it's even a driving stream, it's more like a Russian roulette stream because it's just a matter of time before someone dies from it. I have seen so many clips over the last couple months of people streaming while in the car and then getting into an accident, and the entire time they're just glued to their chat without even paying attention to the road. They basically treat their car like it's a fucking meteor and they're crashing it into the dinosaurs out there. Like, there is just no even attempt to brake in certain cases. It's a blatant disregard not only for their own lives, but the safety of all of the innocent people around them. It's unfortunately become pretty popular to stream racing out there on the public roads and cutting up and shit. And the people that are doing this are probably not even able to, like, rub their tummy and their head at the same time, yet they're out there doing these maneuvers and inevitably crashing because they're fucking horrible at it and shouldn't be doing it on public roads in the first place. So I keep seeing all of these car crash clips from streamers that are streaming this entire thing. I muted the audio in the clip because it's just music playing, there's no talking, but you can see the stream chats popping off with 3 people. Someone said SMH Melt can't drive, and that comment's going to age like wine. That was Nostradamus right there with the prediction, because Melt's about to get into an accident. Melt is basically like fucking SpongeBob with the boatmobiles, just always crashing, it seems, because he is a truly terrible, terrible driver. Shout out to one of the 3 viewers in this guy's stream that decided to type in chat, "I'm jerking on big cocks" during the car crash. This one's for you, buddy. Nice. Now anyway, let's go ahead and show you the other angle of the crash. You get a couple different angles here from this disaster. You get the fucking GTA cinematic cam coming in for a moment. Apparently both of these vehicles were racing. So that first clip you saw, like the dash cam, that car was racing with the streamer whose cabin you can see in. And that car tries to cut across multiple lanes, it seems, and hits right into the other vehicle, causing that big crash, which apparently led to multiple injuries, none life-threatening, as I understand it, at least based on current information. But you can see the panic inside the cabin when they realize what's happened, and they're going so fast that this could just be immediately life-ending. And luckily it wasn't. Also, luckily there were no other innocent vehicles involved in this crash. I believe it was just these two that were both streaming while driving. And to call this driving is being very generous with the term. It would also be a stretch to even call it racing. That's very loosey-goosey too, because they're so fucking horrible at it. It's more like they were just putting pedal to the metal with the orb of confusion in their cars. Because there's like no thoughts going through the minds of either driver here at all. Not paying any attention, nothing. It is just a catastrophe from start to finish. I also can't even begin to compute with what the driver was thinking, the one that was cutting across like fucking 9 lanes there before blasting the other streamer's car. I don't even know what the plan was. It's not like he's actually like driving or racing. At that point, he's just kind of like drifting through lanes, and it looks like he's treating his car like a fucking torpedo solely to hit the other streamer's car. And the other streamer also seems to have been cutting across lanes all willy-nilly and didn't see that his friend was doing the same, and then they collided. And then when you see the footage inside the cabin, nobody is really ready for what's just happened. Like the passenger there, she doesn't have her seatbelt on properly. She's got it tucked behind her back, it seems, so it's not across her chest, and she has her legs on the dashboard. So in an accident like this, that's probably some broken legs. And based on one of the reports I've seen, there are people saying that one of the passengers fucked their legs up. I imagine if that's true, it's probably her. Since her legs were on the dash and the seatbelt wasn't on properly, she probably did get like really fucked up from it. I imagine quite a few of them did. This is a very high-speed collision. All entirely avoidable if they weren't fucking streaming while driving and racing on public roads. It's so crazy to me, especially considering that the guy whose cabin you saw in, this isn't his first time having something like this happen with streaming and driving.
On everything, chat, hold up. Let me just pull over real quick so Twitch don't be on my dick.
Bro, come on, bro. Say nothing, bro. You just hit my shit, bro. You just hit my shit, bro. Bro, come on, bro.
This one is some fucking disgusting gaslighting here from the goober. You can see through his VOD, he is on his phone while driving because he's too busy talking to chat. Even right before this crash, he is literally looking at his phone, showing chat, talking to them, and then he turns into this guy, it seems. And then he gets out and he's like, "You hit me! Come on, bro! Are you fucking serious? Dude! Bro, what, bro? Oh my god!" It's so sickening. I don't know what the aftermath of that was. Hopefully he was found at fault, since there's overwhelming evidence to suggest that he was not paying attention while driving. He was too preoccupied with his fucking stream chat. And even if some little weasel tried to argue his case that he had finally pulled his peepers away from his phone to try and make this turn, because he wasn't, like, looking at it while turning, it's still very clear that he was impacted by the distraction of the chat, because when he makes this turn, doesn't seem like he checks his mirrors or anything. He just fucking goes for it, like, good luck. And then this happens, right after being so focused on stream chat, not the road. So I still think it's a case of him being a terrible shit driver that had spent way too long not focused on his driving. So yeah, this guy has a history of streaming while driving and then crashing. He is a horrible driver, and I think driving streams should be highly frowned upon in the first place. They are extremely dangerous. And I know he's not going to lose his license or anything, which is pretty crazy to me. It feels like no one really loses their license anymore. This guy could fucking ramp his car off of a parked tow truck and crash it into a post office, and they'd still probably let him get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Like, this guy is horrible at driving and loves to, like, stream while doing it and racing on public roads and crashing, and he's still going to be able to keep doing it, I bet you. Anyway, though, I'll stop yapping about him. I want to drop a little bonus clip for you here that I think serves as a beautiful showcase of what driving streams are like. This puts a nice bow on the whole genre.
Where's it at? Can you post it again? Tega Ecstasy.
I just hit a car.
What a nice little smile she gives there at the end. This is content, baby. It's, oh man, it's despicable. She literally only looks at the road one time while driving in this whole clip. The second time she looks at the road is when she's about to hit that other vehicle. She is only looking at her stream chat, putting on like a performance like, where's it at? Can you send it again? And then just like laser focused on the chat, waiting for whatever link or something to be dropped there, and then looks down at, I assume, another phone or something, never even looking at the road while actively driving. Oh my god, it's chef's kiss. This showcases everything that's wrong with driving streams in general, all in one nice, succinct, complete package. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this huge trend of driving streams from the worst drivers on the road. It's just so trash. And I feel really bad for all of the innocent people that are going to be sharing roads with these people without knowing it, because right now their lives are being gambled with for the sake of these terrible content driving streams. Now I know in these instances the streamer does get banned for like a day or two, which isn't a real deterrent because then they just come back and do it all over again. So it's not actually effective at stopping it, and I don't think there's ever going to come a time when any of these streaming platforms say like, okay, this is now a bannable offense if you're streaming while driving. I don't think that's going to happen because it is such a popular branch of content now, but I think it's only a matter of time before one of these kind of streams leads to either the streamer dying or someone that they hit dying. I think it's 100% going to end in tragedy at some point, then there might be a change. But until then, probably nothing. Anyway, though, that's about it. See ya. You're looking at a man who finally broke the cycle. Can you tell? I'm glowing. I feel rejuvenated. I broke the Call of Duty cycle. I already told you I wasn't going to buy this game, but I know a lot of you really thought that I was going to cave in and succumb to the beckoning siren song of Call of Duty for some reason. So the game dropped, Stream Chat was telling me I need to play it. I'm not playing it, but what I did see from Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is a skibbity toilet boss fight. And that's all I need to know in order to feel vindicated that I made the right choice. Now I have seen some positive impressions from people that are glazing the multiplayer, gushing grannies over the zombies even. And that's great. I'm happy that you're enjoying it. Me and your mother are so proud of you for enjoying yet another Call of Duty game. Yeehaw. But I can tell you from everything I've seen, I know I wouldn't like this. So what the fuck is the point in me purchasing it just to be part of the same cycle every year that I have been for the last decade and some change probably, where I buy every new Call of Duty expecting something different, expecting something to change that's going to get me hooked on it again like I used to be back in COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 era, and it just never comes. So I sat this one out, but I do still want to yap about a couple of things. Definitely the skibbity toilet boss fight, but also apparently this one is very lazy, like even lazier than normal Call of Duty, in that it uses AI art in a few places. Apparently there's a big hoopla about like the Gen AI that this game uses, which is crazy for a $70 game, for a Call of Duty game, a AAA game, to be so fucking cheap that it won't even just use real art. That's kind of nuts. So I was yapping about it on stream a bit, blabbering there, so I wanted to show you a couple clips. They're using Studio Ghibli AI art. In Black Ops 7? Here, in case anyone doesn't know, big spoilers, this is apparently the final boss. And it is literally a skibbity toilet boss fight. It's crazy. Very cool. But yeah, I haven't looked into the AI stuff. Yeah, this is the Black Ops 7 skibbity toilet finale, baby. Call of Duty is back. Apparently people like the multiplayer, though. I have no idea. I haven't really seen any of the multiplayer outside of the beta, but this I couldn't avoid. Almost looks like a Destiny raid boss. Only in terms of size, I guess. The only mechanic it seems to have, from what I've seen, is this. And all you do is just pathetically, like, jump over it. So it doesn't really seem like a Destiny raid boss in terms of design or mechanic. Because all you do is just jump. Activision responds to Black Ops 7 AI claims is the most recent article. Activision responded to the claims regarding the usage of Jin AI to create calling cards in Black Ops 7. The response comes in the form of an email statement sent to Insider Gaming by Activision spokesperson in the statement, which you can read below. The company says it uses a variety of tools, including AI tools, for the development. You don't say. Like so many around the world, we use a variety of digital tools, including AI tools, to empower and support our teams to create the best gaming experiences possible for our players. Our creative process continues to be led by the talented individuals in our studios. I hate these fucking corporate statements, man. It's so useless. It'd be so much better if they just said, like, yeah, we use Jin AI. Suck our dick. At least then it'd be like, oh, that's honest. This is nothing. Literally just fluff. You use generative AI for these calling cards just to save time and money. It's the only reason. No, this game is gonna still sell fucking 30 million copies. You can hate the campaign, you can hate the Skibbity boss fight at the end, you can hate the AI, but at the end of the day, 30 million people will still buy this game. It will not matter. And they know that. That's why they get so lazy and do everything for as cheap as possible. It's just gonna sell. So who cares? Is what it is. There's another article with the AI art. It's literally Studio Ghibli art. You see? Which one? There's so many articles about this. I'll just type in Ghibli. Oh yeah, here. This is a Reddit post that was showcasing some of it. Nice. Very cool. They have certainly empowered the creatives over there at Activision. You can really feel the heart and soul. Awesome. It's just easy money. Well, like I said, it doesn't matter what they do. They could literally release this game with nothing but placeholders in everything except the multiplayer, and people will still pay for it, and it will still sell 30 million copies. Like, it could actually just be like 404 images and nothing else, but as long as the multiplayer's there with the same fucking regurgitated slop, people will still be excited. No matter what, Call of Duty legitimately is too big to fail. There will never come a Call of Duty that actually flops anymore. Vanguard. Vanguard is like the closest thing to a flop, and that still sold, I think it was 25 million copies. Let me see. I'm going off memory, so I could be wrong. Call of Duty Vanguard sold, nope, 30 million copies. Still 30 mil. Like, it truly, like, again, does not matter what they do. Vanguard sold more than Battlefield's best-selling game, it's too big to fail. Agreed. Player retention is always low, though. For Call of Duty, who cares? It's a yearly cycle. It's not like they support the game for the whole year. They'll support it for a couple months, and then it's right on to the next one. They don't give a fuck. It's not like they invest in those games long term. Just fart it out every year. Sell 30 million copies. Who cares if they drop it in a month or two? And that's the cold water of it. There is no reason Call of Duty ever needs to put even an iota of effort into their titles, because no matter what they serve up, no matter what slop is on the plate, it will be consumed by every little piggy out there. Their baseline for sales for Call of Duty games seems to be 20 plus million. Like, I haven't looked at all the sales figures for Call of Duty games post Modern Warfare, but I'm pretty sure most of them are in the 20 to 30 million ballpark. It is unfathomable how successful this franchise is. And it's very clear they just coast and have been for a long time. And I'm just tired of it. I'm not gonna bother buying Call of Duty games every year just to have the same shit again with a different coat of paint. Same shit, different toilet. Now, with them already feeling so comfortable and confident to use AI in Black Ops 7, I think it's gonna get even lazier. That's my bold prediction here. That's the crazy Baba Vanga Charles White predictions for the next Call of Duty, the next handful of Call of Duty. I think the future of Call of Duty is going to be mainly AI driven, where they're going to look to cut even more corners and squeeze even more money out of this franchise for even less effort. I'm not super surprised to see that they've already, intertwined AI art with Black Ops 7, and I think it's only going to get more and more egregious. So yeah, I think the state of Call of Duty is pretty pathetic and pretty embarrassing, but again, no ill will to anyone that is enjoying it. If you're having fun, all power to you. I just wanted to showcase a little wackiness here from Black Ops 7. A lot of quirkiness from Black Ops 7 here. Anyway, that's really about it. So yep. It takes a big man to resist the primal urge to say I told you so when it turns out they were right when everyone was saying they were wrong. I am not that big of a man. I'm only 5'6". I'm fun size, baby. I'm petite. So here's me saying I told you so. 8 days ago, I made a video called I Don't Believe It, talking about how everyone was parading around and celebrating that Nina Lynn had been permanently banned on Twitch based on literally zero evidence whatsoever. No statements from Twitch, no nothing. In fact, Nina herself even said that's not true, but people still said she's full of barnacles. She's definitely permabanned off nothing but pure hopium and fantasy. I went against the grain saying I don't think that's the case. I don't think Twitch is going to have her permanently banned, but would love to be wrong. Fast forward to right now, turns out I wasn't wrong. She is unbanned and literally streaming this very moment. And if you turn your attention to her chat, you get a peek inside what Arkham Asylum must look like in the modern age. I cannot imagine, I can't even picture what losers must look like that are spamming W in a Nina Lynn stream. This is sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn, and people are excited to see her content again. Using the term content very loosey-goosey there because all she does is go on stream and whine about her haters and how much she doesn't care and actually loves her haters. Stay mad, fuck your mom. And then she'll go out in public with fake bravado and pretending to be all tough. It's just absurd to even imagine someone being entertained with those jingling keys because basically she just goes out and just says, fuck your mom! And that's it. But maybe they're very excited to shower with money because they're hoping they'll be her next sexual assault victim. Maybe that's what they're sitting their fingers crossed with as they throw dollars out of their wallet at her. A brief lore recap for those that are blissfully unaware of who she is. She is a streamer who has on stream sexually assaulted someone. And then turned it into a joke after the fact, even said that they should be embarrassed to even feel like they got sexually assaulted. She then also stole from Target on stream and then bragged about how much she steals from Target. All of this broadcast on Twitch, mind you. And she hasn't been permanently banned for it. She got 3-week ban in total. So I think it's a pretty clear message from Twitch that they don't take crimes like sexual assault or stealing all that seriously. Though they're willing to turn the other cheek if you're bringing in some viewership and some money to Twitch. A pretty awesome message to be sending to the community where sexual assault savant Nina Lynn is welcomed back with open arms from Twitch itself, even after unapologetically broadcasting it and then turning the sexual assault event into a joke on her stream, as if it's not a big deal and doesn't matter or anything. You've really outdone yourself here, Twitch. It's actually unbelievable. There is no clear consistency with the way Twitch enforces their rules. So you can commit serious crimes like sexual assault on Twitch, but if you're popular enough, that's okay. They'll let that slide after a couple weeks of vacation, which, by the way, wasn't because of the sexual assault. The 3-week ban was because of the stealing from Target. And I feel like they were probably trying to make up for like only banning her for like 24 hours or whatever it was after the sexual assault. But even then, 3 weeks... Yeah, I'm sure Nina Lynn really learned her lesson, and it definitely sounds like she did on her return stream, that's for sure. There is no consistency to how Twitch enforces their own rules. So, a notable example is, in 2023, a streamer named Scumnut got indefinitely banned for a joke where he typed, "I'll kick you to death" in one of his friends' chat in reference to a God of War run he was doing, which was kick only. This was one message to a friend of his that was clearly in jest, and he received a year-long ban and only got the ban lifted because that friend was able to argue with Twitch staff himself to get Scumnut back on the platform. Like, imagine a world where you get banned for a year for what is clearly a very quick one-message joke to a friend of yours, yet sexual assault and other crimes are only punished for 3 weeks. It's absurd. Anyway, let's take a quick peek at the intro to Nina Lynn's return stream. There's no point in diving into a lot of it, because all it is her just being, like, really loud and obnoxious.
Even after this whole ban, listen, bro! The haters gon' hate! But listen, ain't no better marketing team than the haters. I'll tell you that right now. Guys, I'm not even joking when I tell you this. Bro, I love it. I love it, bro. I love the support, the hate, the everything, bro. We love all that shit. We love all that shit. Give it to me, bitch. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Girl Wonder. The Girl Wonder with the 10. I saw you earlier. You was giving out 5s and shit too. Shout out to the Girl Wonder, man.
Man, she really has the voice of an angel and the mouth of a sailor. What an incredible combination. And she is as loud as a child on Xbox Live. The perfect recipe for incredible success. So much financial gain, even after blatantly sexually assaulting someone. Yes, sir, that's sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn back in action. Hide your cheeks, because she's coming for him without consent. It's incredible stuff, Twitch. You've really outdone yourself here. What a strong message you're sending. Now, it's not all just her gloating to her haters. She's also doing something really nice this holiday season for some kids, where she's going to be giving them money. So I'm going to go ahead and play a quick segment there of her maybe turning a new leaf here and doing something nice.
Maybe I'm spoiling it. Fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. I have some news for y'all. I also have, tomorrow we are giving 120 to 100 orphans or, you know, recreational kids that we're gonna be donating money. We got some sponsors on deck. I'm gonna invite you guys on it. But the money is gonna go towards the kids, bro. I'm very proud to say this. I've been working on it for a week now. Anyways, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, guys. That's tomorrow. We're not gonna worry about that right now. But, you know, Christmas is really for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm Grinch, I might just dress up like Grinch. Who knows?
Sounds very sweet. I'm sure that's coming from a place of genuine care, no doubt. Now, one thing I couldn't help but notice when watching her return stream is a lot of people in her chat were very upset she was wearing a mask. So there's some people that were spamming "take the mask off," some of them caps locking "mask off," that kind of thing. There was even one guy multiple times begging, "Please take the mask off," and then pleading to mods, "Make her take the mask off." Which is so incredibly sad. It's like they're just desperate to goon to her or something. That's why they're there. So like when she had the mask on, they were shaking their fists. "No! Take the mask off!" What fucking losers. Holy shit. I just had to point that out. I didn't screenshot all of them, and I don't feel like going back through and doing it. But when she had the Grinch mask on, there were people like really upset that there was a mask she was wearing this time around. But anyway, this whole thing is me just basically saying I told you so. I think Twitch has made it pretty clear here with this that there is a level of popularity you can achieve where Twitch is more than willing to let pretty much anything slide, including crimes. That's a pretty great message for Twitch to be sending. Pretty awesome stuff. I'm not surprised to see this. I'm just pretty upset about it, is all. And I have no doubt Nina Lynn will continue to be very successful because it's not just Twitch that doesn't care. Look at her community. They don't give a fuck. They're spamming W's. There's that one guy who's like, "My goat is always doing such nice things in the world," when Nina Lynn's entire brand, personality, and content is around making other people miserable, even going as far as sexually assaulting someone, stealing, threatening to beat up a stranger when they express their discomfort with her behavior in public. I don't exactly see how that's really blessing the world with sunshine and rainbows, but I guess that delusional paint chip eating, glue huffing chatter sees it differently. Either way, very sad shit. Twitch should be ashamed of themselves. That's really about it. So yeah. Not something I normally make a video on, but I just saw the news about the fatal car crash that Anthony Joshua survived that unfortunately claimed the lives of two of his friends, Latz and Cena. A very tragic and just very sad accident that I think the reason I want to talk about it just kind of reminds you how quickly life can change like that. Because it was only like, what, a week ago? 2 weeks ago, maybe, where Anthony Joshua just made, like $100 million or something like that with the Jake Paul fight, and now he went home to spend time with family in Nigeria, and then just out of nowhere, a freak accident that ends with 2 of his friends dead and him with injuries as well. Based on the reports, they're not like serious injuries, but even still, the loss of his friends like that has got to be beyond traumatic. And there's quite a lot of footage of it because tons of people gathered around. It looked like they were gathering around for like the New Year's Eve ball drop. It was unbelievable the amount of people that crowded the crash and just started filming it, which I know is commonplace everywhere in the world. Anytime anything happens, the first thing people do is start filming. But in one of the longer clips, someone was like actually moving people out of the way that I believe were trying to help Anthony Joshua out of the car so they could get a better angle to film at. It was very disturbing. You can briefly see in that clip that the SUV they were traveling in is just completely destroyed, just obliterated. Now, according to officials, what they believe happened is that the SUV was attempting to overtake another vehicle on the road, so they traveled over the speed limit to overtake them, and while doing so, ended up crashing into a stationary truck, which led to the loss of life here. Just a horrible thing. Wishing the best for the families going forward. Anthony Joshua, according to people that have talked to him since this, is like physically okay. The injuries weren't like super severe. He's shaken up, which obviously makes sense. The fact that anyone is walking away from this accident alive is nothing shy of a miracle. The carnage is horrifying. Now, I want to make a little special mention here to the CNN article I read on this, because at the very end it had this statement: Joshua could not immediately be reached for a comment. No shit. You just blow in from Stupid Town? Obviously he's not going to immediately be scrambling to give you a statement for your piece. Why would you even bother, like, reaching out or trying to get a statement from him a mere, 2 hours or something after a fatal car accident that claimed the lives of 2 of his best friends? That's crazy to me. That's just like a lack of humanity. Like, quick, get Joshua on the horn ASAP. We need to hear from him about what he's feeling right now so I can write about it and make money off it real quickly in my piece. What do you mean he doesn't want to talk to us? That doesn't make any sense. Fine, alright, I'll just go ahead and say he couldn't be reached for a comment. How selfish. I understand it's just like standard journalism, but that kind of thing always just rubs me the wrong way in the event of a tragedy where they try and like reach out to whoever survived it or something as quickly as they can so they can be like the first outlet to have a statement from them. I don't know, that never really fully sits right with me. Anyway though, like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't normally cover things like this, but when I was learning about this story, I don't know, man, it was just such a terrible thing, and it's a very scary reminder of just how quickly life can change, where things can be going amazing for you in life, right? Like Anthony Joshua just recently was talking about having the best weekend of his life with everything going on. And then just from out of nowhere, at the height of everything going really well, a heartbreaking tragedy can occur. It's just sad and scary. It's just fucking terrifying. You've just got to cherish life every second of it. Every second you spend in this corporeal realm is a gift. And, it's just, you never know what can happen. So I'm wishing the best to the families of Latz and Cena moving forward, and wishing a speedy recovery to Anthony Joshua and the other survivor from this tragedy. And I just kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit because when I was reading about it, man, it was horrifying stuff. So anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. I've recently been in my oversized comfy shirt era here, and by oversized I mean I cranked it all the way up to a large for these purchases. That's why you've been seeing a wide array of different colors of shorts, shorts as well. I get very quirky with my short selection, but that's why I've been seeing like this wide variety of shirt colors outside of just the standard plain white tee. And there's a couple big reasons for it. One, As I get older, it feels real good just being real breathable here and having all this room for playtime with my appendages, you know what I mean? Without it feeling all tight and stuffy. And 2, underneath these pump covers, I have been diligently sculpting a body of steel from this canvas of marble that is my upper body and lower body. And so, like a prized luxury car, I'm keeping the cover on here, so that way when I take it off, it'll be a big reveal, you know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, get big. I get stronger, but getting bigger, I get, like, meatball mode. I don't, like, it's, you'll see. Over the last, like, 3 months, I've gained 10 or so pounds, and I'm getting closer to my strength goals. I'm getting there, but we still have quite a ways to go. But the only reason we've been yapping about this, by the way, is because since I've been getting so serious about this, I've been using YouTube as a resource for a lot of, like, wide variety of things. And as such, YouTube has felt the need to push, like, steroid-based content onto me now. Really wants me to start getting on a nice, like, Trin regimen. So I'm getting fed all kinds of, like, lifters who are juiced to the gills, which whatever, as long as you're upfront and honest about the usage of it, I don't really give much of a fuck. You do what you want to do. But it is very crazy to me how normalized it's become in the fitness industry, where it's almost like a mandatory thing for a lot of people just breaking into that industry. It's pretty nuts. But anyway, today, instead of feeding me content that was like lifting and steroids, it was just showing me roid rage. And one of them came from Midwest Safety with this goober who is clearly on the tartar sauce, going ballistic after getting his 37th noise complaint.
On September 27th, 2023, in Joliet, Illinois, officers were dispatched to a gym for the 36th consecutive noise complaint. This time, they'd had enough.
Sounded like a fucking Offspring concert in there. That is some loud music blasting in there. And if you look at the time on the recording, it's pretty early in the morning. The early bird is not getting the worm. He's getting a fucking injection into the butt cheek there. Holy. So it is very loud music. But, you know, noise complaints oftentimes are just kind of a nuisance, like a headache. They're not like a super serious thing. This being his 36th consecutive one over a really small period of time is interesting because brother just turned down the music. Why keep doing this song and dance? It's a fucking gym. Most people going there are going to be having their AirPods or whatever in anyway. They're going to listen to their own music, not the house music. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen people in a public gym just raw dogging it with no headphones or no, you know, ear devices to listen to their own music. There's just no need to be playing it that loud. The people there don't care, I doubt. Unless that's like part of the culture of the gym he owns there where you can't listen to your own music, you've got to listen to his Spotify playlist. Like, I just don't really see this being worth the tug of war here with the people that are complaining about the noise complaints. Just turn it down. It's just not that important.
I'm in the middle of a workout. Okay, we're getting noise complaints. You're okay with that? Whatever you gotta do, man. You guys try ID with you? No. Not give me ID. You're not welcome in here. Not gonna give me ID? Get the f*** out. You wanna do it like this? I wanna do it like this. Okay. I'm in the middle of a workout.
Whoa, 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 gentlemen, hold your horses. He's in the middle of a workout. Did you not know that? That means you gotta pack your bags and go home. You no longer have any authority in this domain here. He is in the middle of a workout. I love the way he says that, like it's Pirates of the Caribbean when parlay gets said. Like everything has to stop, like full halt right now. Also, I was reading an article from a lifter. I already forgot who it was, but it was like 4 or 5 days ago. They made a mention about like being barefoot in public gyms and how like easily it can transmit HPV. I didn't dive deeper into it or like look at the research behind it, but seeing him barefoot in this gym here and then walking outside barefoot, it just immediately made me remember that. And again, I don't know, you know, all of the data behind it, but looking at him with his fucking barefoot stompers out, his fucking tootsies, his little piggies running wild there, that does seem a little gross.
So I would just want to talk to him. It's up to you. And then push you out? He kind of like nudged me out of I opened the door.
I'm getting sued for harassment. This is private property. You do not sit here in front of my motherfucking gym and cause fucking disturbance. No, you. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me today. No, yeah, you are. Yes, you are. You guys are sitting here fucking staring at my shit. These guys don't pay $50 a month, Jim.
Brother, they're not sitting outside your gym for the sole purpose of just looking at the clientele. Them paying $50 a month has nothing to do with your own personal behavior, man. Again, this whole thing could have been avoided by just turning the music down one of 35 other times, 36 times. Like, it's super simple. And now, one of the officers showed up, he asked for ID, that was it. He immediately blew a gasket, having a conniption about it. So now they rolled out in force, and now it's escalated to a much bigger deal. It's all his behavior, because he can't control his fucking emotions. He's now in just full tantrum mode here. He is now having roid rage, and it's only going to get worse from here, when it didn't need to. It has nothing to do with how much your members are paying to be at that gym. You're the one that's making it worse for them.
I don't give a fuck. I think she's a fucking... That person is known for fucking having a mental disability. It is in court fucking documented. That's right. So you go it's no, I already did. What the fuck are you gonna do to me? You ain't gonna do shit. What the fuck are you doing rolling 4 deep? Shut the fuck up. All I was asking for your ID. You ain't getting shit. You're about to get fucking sued for harassment. You're disrupting my motherfucking...
You are disrupting it. You are causing the scene.
Well, that wasn't a very tough statement. He's using the weapon of the enemy, the Karens that often throw around frivolous lawsuit threats. Come on, man. Though, I'm not gonna lie to you, sports fans, I'd be very curious to see how a harassment lawsuit would have shaken down in this instance here. But he's saying that the person who reported it is known for having a mental disability or something. I don't really know what he thought that would change. What did he expect the officers to do? Just be like, oh shit, we are so sorry, sir. We didn't know she had a mental disability. Sorry to have wasted your time. We're actually going to go arrest her for having that mental disability and, filing this false report here on the noise levels. Like, she is right. It is really loud. Like, is that an annoying thing? Yeah. And it's also a really simple thing to just turn down the music. Like, it's not like she made a false noise complaint. You can hear that this shit is deafening through the body cam. It is loud as fuck. Like, it's not like she was wrong or anything, so I don't know what he thought would change there. He blew this way out of proportion, because again, all he had to do was just, slightly turn it down. That's it.
If you give this officer your information...
You're not allowed in here. You're not allowed in here. You're not allowed in here. Relax. You're ripping my fucking shoulder.
Get off his back.
You're ripping my fucking shoulder.
Yeah, so it escalates. It ends in a big old scuffle there with the gym owner. He's like a kaiju right now. He's holding all of them back. He's got one guy pressed against the glass. He does end up getting tased, and then one of the gym patrons here comes up and is giving them an earful, a stern talking to. Don't know who he is or his relation to the gym owner. Maybe he's the spotter for his nutsack when he's teabagging the members' wallets. I really don't know why he's so personally invested in this guy, because again, he was the one causing the scene. He immediately blew up the second one officer arrived, just asking him, hey, can we get your ID and, get this solved real quick?
Fuck tasers in.
Okay, hang on.
Look what you guys just did on a fucking Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock.
While they're arresting the guy, pretty much all of the gym members come together to insult them. And that one guy, the initial responder there, even gets on the horn with someone to complain about the officers. I'm guessing he tried to get in contact with their manager or something. I don't really know. But yeah, they all come together to start insulting them.
I literally was just going to ask you for your ID, bro. That's it. We're going to have to do all this.
Oh, man, it's been fucking... I had to go through court for all this shit again.
I get it, man, but, when I first got here, I was cool with you. I was just trying to talk to you, and right away you started screaming at me, okay?
He simmers down a lot in the back of the cop car there. He really takes a chill pill there. The high wore off, and he's coming down from the roid rage. Anyway, though, this just got fed to me by the YouTube algorithm, that enigma, and I just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. See ya. This evening, I was cruising numerous streaming platforms to take a peek at what interesting, riveting, scary films they had available for me to put my peepers on to celebrate this Halloween. And I was checking them all. Lord help us, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I even checked Peacock. I know even just hearing that name is enough to send shivers down your spine. That'll give you the heebie-jeebies in and of itself. In my defense, I don't have that subscription on purpose. I just have forgotten to cancel it many, many times. I got it a long time ago to watch the Halo TV series, and what a tragic sin that was. Holy Toledo. A catastrophic television series so bad that it's completely contaminated that entire platform for me. Anyway, though, point is, I even checked Peacock. Of course, I found nothing. You're more likely to find a gold nugget in your fucking toilet after taking a shit than you are to find something worth watching on Peacock. But I was cruising all these streaming platforms, and eventually I went to Paramount, which another platform I never really go to. But there was a new film that was plastered on there that caught my eye. It came out like 2 weeks ago. It's called Vicious, and it stars Dakota Fanning, who I think is a very talented actress, but has been on a real cold streak here with the projects she's choosing, like The Watchers from a year or two ago, which was some horror slop, the likes of which still stains my eyes. But this new one that she's starring in really caught my eye because the premise had me hooked. It has a lot going for it. It was fucking Opposite Day. It's about as generic as it gets. It's about a haunted box. And I just looked it up on a whim to see what people were saying about it. No one was saying anything about it. Complete crickets. When I was trying to look up any information or any discussion on it, it was like locking myself in a sensory deprivation tank. It seems like nobody's heard of this movie before. I found like 3 reviews on YouTube, and 2 of the 5 videos covering this were AI giving you a synopsis of what happens in the film. And then there's like 1 Reddit thread of people talking about it. And overall, the reception from the few that have seen it is pretty negative. Most people kind of hate it. There's a couple positive reviews sprinkled in there with people having their pinky out saying, you just didn't understand it. But outside of those fringe outliers, it's mainly negative, which is my cup of tea. This is exactly what I was looking for here. So, I watched Vicious, and I feel like it's my duty to give you a review on this movie that you've never heard of and were never going to see. So, as advertised, this film is indeed about a haunted box. No tomfoolery there. An old lady randomly knocks on Dakota Fanning's door one night after Dakota Fanning was talking to her mother and stressing out about an upcoming interview, and things just haven't really been going her way. Then all of a sudden, this random lady's acting all weird and sketchy, and she invites her in because it seems like she needs help. And while the lady's sitting there, she sets a box down and says, "This is yours now. You're going to die." And then she leaves. And then the box, it starts talking to her. She learns that she needs to give something she hates, something she loves, and something she needs to this box. And maybe that'll prevent her from dying. There's an hourglass ticking down, and as the sand is pouring, the clock is running. So, that's basically the entire movie. From that point, it is now her trying to figure out, well, what do I hate, what do I love, and what do I need? What do I have to sacrifice to this box to survive? And the whole time the box is calling her on her phone and making her see a bunch of horrifying mirages, basically. It's like a genjutsu she gets trapped in because of this box. And there's this entity, I guess, that is possessing the form of her mother that's jump scaring her. And also just 1,000 jump scares, really. This movie is almost entirely jump scares. I'm actually kind of impressed that they didn't even try to build tension. They just tried to scare you with loud noises. And I feel like it's because they wanted to make sure you were still awake. Because without the jump scares, there is nothing happening. And even with them, there is nothing happening in this movie. It really feels like you, the viewer, are trapped in a genjutsu with Dakota Fanning here. Because nothing progresses, nothing moves forward, and every time it seems like she's going to do something or accomplish something, turns out it was all make-believe, it was all an illusion. So, it's just actually a movie of nothing happening besides loud noises and, blood sometimes. So, I think Dakota Fanning did her damnedest to carry this. She actually is acting her ass off in this film, but it is futile because the writing is so weak. And there is just so little to appreciate about what's happening on screen. But there's a couple of moments in here I thought were kind of cool. So, when she initially gets this box, she starts panicking. She wants to call the police. She also wants to talk to her mother, whom she was talking to before the lady arrived. And as she's talking to her mom starts sounding a little weird, saying some weird things. And it turns out that's not her mom. It's the demon of the box or something, I guess. We never really fully know. But it can imitate the ones that she loves, make her believe that the ones that she loves are dead or dying or in pain. So like one of the scenes that I thought was actually pretty good, she's randomly knocking on neighbors' doors begging for help, and one of her neighbors opens. She goes inside, and that neighbor's on the phone. And then while talking on the phone to her husband, she then gets a call from the demon that now takes control of her, and in front of Dakota Fanning, she starts like stabbing her face with a knife and then stabbing her neck and then blaming Dakota Fanning for it. You may notice I keep calling her Dakota Fanning. It's because I genuinely cannot remember her name. Polly. Never mind. I scraped the back of my mind there, found it. Her name is Polly. So her neighbor is now stabbing herself in the knife because the entity is controlling her. And then she even gives like an "Are you not entertained?" as she's like bleeding out kind of thing, and laughing at Polly, blaming her for it. And like I said, like that's like it was kind of creative. There are a couple of moments like that where it's like, oh, that could have been interesting in pretty much any other context besides what it's being used for in this movie. There's not a whole lot to really dive into here with the spaghetti and meatballs of the film. Like I said, Polly is going through like a rough patch in life where she's, not finding love. She feels pretty numb. She hasn't accomplished a whole lot. Now this box gets there. And the old woman does also kind of say that the box kind of chooses you. It looks for broken people, which Polly is. But she does have a niece who she really loves. And you immediately start to pick up that this box is wanting her to sacrifice like parts of herself and parts of people that she loves, kind of wanting to turn her into a killer. Like, how far will she go for self-preservation? It fools her into cutting off her pinky toe under the ruse that it's something she needs, thus one of the 3 requirements to get rid of the curse of the box. But it turns out it wasn't the pinky toe, it actually wanted the pointer finger, as revealed by her mirror image in the reflection, but the reflection shows her that she's missing a finger, so she connects the dots that it actually wanted a finger, and it played a trick on her, so then it laughs at her, and then she puts her finger in there, and then it calms everything down. Thus, the requirement is fulfilled, except not really, kinda. She keeps getting all these calls, and they're telling her exactly what to do, and for some reason, she still believes them, even after they knowingly fucking mislead her multiple times. She still just keeps kind of following through with what they're doing, with like the hints that they're dropping. After finally doing all 3 of the tasks, hitting the hokey pokey, she sees that the sand is still falling. She's still running out of time, so she desperately tries to figure out, well, what else is left? And then she remembers, well, the old lady knocked on her door and gave her the box, so she assumes that that's what she needs to do next to finally free herself from this agony. So she knocks on doors, and then eventually another woman answers. Her name is Tara, and she passes the box on to Tara the same way that woman did previously. Then, well, the old woman pays her a visit, and she's like even more fucked up than the last time we saw her, and she reveals that you're never fully done with the box, and the box wants her to kill Polly. Polly fights back against this older woman, killing the older woman, and she reveals that the box needs fear, so don't be afraid of dying. So, in that moment, Polly stops being afraid of dying, the sand runs out, she wakes up, everything's normal, everyone's alive, even the neighbor that stabbed herself in front of her, turns out that all wasn't real either. She then goes over to the woman's house that she dropped the box off at, but Tara doesn't recognize her, so that must not have been real either, huh? Well, the big surprise ending is that was real. She did have the box. And written on the wall says, tell no one, don't listen to her, she lies. She was going to tell Tara that the only way to win is not to play. A lesson the old War Games movie taught us. And we see that Tara has already killed her parents, and then the box asks her to drop something that she wants into it. So she gets different things here in this box. So that's kind of like the whole plot of the movie in a nutshell. Like I said, it is basically only jump scares from start to finish and nothing else. There's no real substance to this film. It's just one jump scare to the next, one bloody scene of her cutting a finger off to the next, and that's it. I've seen a lot of people say the movie makes no sense, but I actually have to disagree with that. I think it does make sense. Like, I get what the movie's trying to convey to the audience. It's just not very good at it. I think it is far simpler than people think. It's about the mental health struggle of these broken people that are getting this box, and how, like, this self-sabotage is this cycle, and that the only way to get through it is to not give in to those kind of things. Those, you know, in this film, they portray it through the phone call. Well, at the end of the film, when she's finally free from all this, she's getting a call. You are under the impression it's going to be the demon box again, and you're thinking she's going to answer it, and it's going to end right there with a very sour ending, but she doesn't answer it, because she's no longer afraid of these things. She is now more content and ready to move forward with her life with a different outlook on everything, and now she's fully free from this box, and the box obviously knows that that's how you win, so it's trying to tell Tara, no, you have to keep doing these things, you have to stay locked in this cycle. So I think the message is pretty clear with the movie, unless I'm totally misinterpreting it. Like I said, this movie's extremely dull. Maybe I cooked up my own fan fiction here and are seeing things that aren't actually in the film, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what it wants to say. It's just not very good at saying it, and it's not very entertaining regardless. But yeah, I don't think the movie's shitty because it doesn't make sense. It's shitty because it's all very just one tone, and that tone is, flat. It is very flat. It is like the most cliche horror movie formula here of just giving you haunted box, which is just a convenient tool to show you jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just like genuinely a waste of time. Like, it's not so bad that I can sit here and shoot spitballs and yap about it for like 30, 40 minutes like I could a masterpiece like Moonfall. It's just like really a waste of time. I can see why this didn't go to theaters. Apparently, from what I was reading, this was slated to go to theaters because this isn't the cheapest horror movie ever made. Like, there was some real elbow grease put into this. And instead of going to theaters, I guess they didn't really believe in it, so they just immediately straight to streaming on Paramount. So it doesn't even feel like they had faith in it, and it's pretty clear why. There's just no reason to have even made this movie in the first place. It's just, it doesn't try and do anything interesting. It's just very content being a very standard, throwaway, forgettable horror movie that I know everyone who sees it has probably already forgotten that they watched it. It's just, I don't know, not very good, but it's not like the worst horror movie I've seen. It's definitely not even the worst horror movie I've seen this year. It's just another generic, forgettable one. So yeah, I know not a single soul on the planet was chomping at their nails waiting for someone to review Vicious, but when you needed it least, I came and delivered. A Vicious review, baby, so now you know. I don't really think it's worth watching. It's just not very good. But there's definitely worse movies to watch, so if you really just need something to put on, this exists. It is something that is able to be put on the television screen. Just don't really know why you'd want to do that. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. One of the key lessons anime teaches its viewers is about the power of friendship and to never give up. There's always hope. But that's fantasy. In real life, you have no friends. Everyone hates you, and One Punch Man Season 3, there is no such thing as hope. Abandon all faith, because this show is just irredeemable, it seems. Episode 5 just aired, which is the one where I was trying so hard to buy into the hopium that the community was spreading about how this is where the budget went. This is what they were saving all of their resources for. Because the first 4 episodes of the show, it wasn't really animated, like, at all. There were a couple moments like Garo fighting for a brief second where they had a few moving frames, but otherwise it's fundamentally still images. You get more movement if you finger through the pages of the One Punch Man manga. Like, you just riffle through the pages, you'll see more movement than you will in the fucking animated show. In Season 3, Episode 5, this was supposed to be the big one. Like, this could have been a peak fight, and people were so desperate to latch on to the titty of faith that this would be good. Because it should be. But it aired, and I haven't seen a single person defend it. The best thing that can be said about episode 5 of One Punch Man is that it's the best episode of the season. But that's like saying a fart is a little less stinky than a shart. Like, sure, that is technically true, but does it make it that much better? Not really. And you can see this reflected in Season 3's rating compared to the previous 2 seasons. It's 5s across the board except for Episode 5, which is a 6.3, which I still think is too high. Like, I think that even for a 6.3, this is overrated. It's just, we've been eating shit for 4 weeks now, and now they served us poop. Yippee! It's not good. And like I said in the last video, I really believe that the main target for Spitballs for this catastrophic, disastrous season should be Bandai. Yes, JC Staff is not the optimal pick for One Punch Man. They should not have been the first round draft pick for Season 3 of One Punch Man, and I imagine they were chosen by Bandai because they were the cheapest option. Yes, the director of Season 3 was not the best pick. This is not his genre. This is not his wheelhouse. But still, there could have been a chance to produce something of high quality here if Bandai was more willing to put some actual fucking elbow grease into this property. A massive property, by the way. I don't even know why they have it when it seems like they just don't want it. Like they truly just want to just slap garbage out there with it. I don't see why Bandai even has the rights to it. But like they still could have made something good here. And there's further evidence to support this game theory of mine here, you know, this fucking crackpot conspiracy theory, because there's an animator named Van Oba, who I think is very talented, who was hyping up episode 5 because he got to work on it. He got to produce some cuts for episode 5 that he was very proud of, and when the episode aired, he got to see them finished for the first time in the show, and he too was very disappointed, even saying how unfortunate it was. So there is clearly a huge disconnect here, because there is talent involved, but there's something going real fucking cattywampus, and there's something that's gone awry, and it's leading to this subpar trash that's being spewed out with Season 3. So even someone's great work, like from Van Oba, is not getting a chance to shine here in Season 3. I really wanted to show you a couple clips from Episode 5 here, because like I said, it is the best of the season so far, but that's such an incredibly low bar. The reason it's the best of the season is because Van Oba did actually make an animated sequence. He actually had some good cuts in here, even though they didn't get utilized super well in the episode. At least there was that. So there was moments where Garo was actually moving for the first time, not just a PNG that was being dragged around like when he fucking slid down the hill, which has become a huge meme now. Like, there were a couple of moments that showed some fluidity. It showed, like, some glimmer of care here. But the vast majority of the episode is still so incredibly stiff. It looks like me trying to get up my fucking stairs. Everything is like so like robotic and janky looking. Like it is just, it is not in a good state. At points it just looks embarrassing. It's mainly composed of still images. Even in this episode where this was apparently where like all the nuts went, like this was supposed to be the big one, and it's still just so flat. So the Orochi fight just doesn't hit that hard. Like, it is still the equivalent of me going, picture, 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 did you enjoy my animation? It just makes me so upset. Like, the final sequence of Garo vs. Orochi here in the episode is like one-to-one with the manga panels, where Garo's in the air, about to deliver a big blow, then it cuts to his face, and then it cuts to him in the wall. And in the manga, I think that works just fine. I think it's very hype in the manga. But watching it in an anime format, it feels unfinished. It looks like it was an editing mistake. So if you haven't read the manga, I imagine you probably scratch your head going like, well, what just happened? Did they forget something here? And the answer is no, they just decided to just take still images from the manga and then just put them on the screen and be done. And if you read the manga, like I imagine anyone that would try and like cope by saying the episode's not that bad is a big manga reader, so they'll give like a little leniency there because it's something they've wanted to see for a long time. And the fact that it's here at all is probably satisfactory to them, even if it's in such a poor, pitiful state as it is in Season 3. But if you haven't read the manga, it just looks so disjointed. It looks like it was an editing mistake that was kept in by accident. However, objection, I'm going to argue against myself here. I think even manga readers should be disappointed by this because there is so much cut content here. They removed so much that was present in the manga so that way they could condense all of this into a single episode. This ball of filth, this fucking rancid testicle, so they could make everything fit here almost, and they just wiped their ass with tons and tons that was present in the manga. So like, I feel like it should be underwhelming to literally anybody. Anyone that's read the manga, anyone that has eyeballs, it should just be obvious to everyone that this is a very weak season of any show. Even if it wasn't a property as big and as beloved as One Punch Man, I really think anyone that would watch this would be like, oh, this is not very good compared to everything else that we get, because it's just not. And it's a shame. It's really a tragedy, honestly. And I can't stop yapping about it, because I'm very surprised at just how rough it is. Like, Season 2 got a lot of criticism, including from me, for being much worse than Season 1. Season 1, I guess, was kind of lightning in a bottle, magic that they're never going to be able to recreate, but Season 2 was a big step down from that in the animation department, but it was still held up well by mostly everything else. Like, the pacing worked, the writing was still hitting, the characters were still great. In Season 3, it's 6 years later, you would think that after the criticism when it came to animation in Season 2, that'd be one of the main things they'd want to improve on. But somehow they went 10 steps backwards. It is significantly worse than Season 2 animation, and I really think because of how disjointed everything is, a lot of the jokes and the pacing are not working anymore. So everything just feels flat. There is just so little to like about Season 3. It's just so fucking sad. Because again, I know talented people are working on this, like Van Oba, but there is something in this pipeline, whether it's because they've been resource starved by Bandai or something, that is just ruining it. And it sucks to see. It really does. I know I've made 3 videos now yapping about Season 3. I haven't been this passionately upset with something since Game of Thrones Season 8. Like, that's how bad this has been to me. Of course, Game of Thrones Season 8 I think is worse, but even still, this one hurts a lot because of how much I love One Punch Man. It's really just infuriating. There's a couple other things I could go on about, but I know I've been blabbering for a while now about this. But another thing is, this season, for some reason, has this idea in its head that if you just put like a blue filter on things, it means it's stylistically hype. So there are so many like iconic panels from the manga that in this season are just worse and painted blue. Like, there's just this blue hue to them. Not even a blue hue. The whole thing is just fucking blue. It's like Eiffel 65. Like, every time there's like a really cool shot, it's just blue. Like, they translate it to just being blue for no reason. So, like, so much of this just feels like a mess. And like I said, this episode did have a couple of moments that showed, like, a decent moment, and then is ruined by everything that surrounds it and everything that follows it. And they cut out, like, some, like I already mentioned, they cut out a lot from the manga, but some of the things they cut out made no sense why they wouldn't be here, because I think it's, like, very important to have it there. Like, Garo eating the arm. Like, there is... I'm about to go on too big of a tangent here, and I know you're probably tired of hearing me yap about it. Point is, Season 3 is really just bad. And the big episode here with the Orochi fight was supposed to maybe be its saving grace to finally give you something to appreciate, and it fell right on its fucking face, which is a shame. I feel really bad for all of the animators that have put a lot of work into this and have tried their best to make something here, and it's just whatever's going on at the upper level here with, you know, Bandai's lack of resources perhaps, or what have you, is just not leading to it being in the best form it can be. Because like I said, Van Oba proves there are talented people that are putting work into this. But something has gone wrong here with the production that is leading to it just not working out. And it sucks. It is really such a shame. The best outcome from Season 3 is that they just close the book here. Maybe they just say, all right, you know what, Season 3 was a mistake. This is really bad. Episode 5 is the end of the season. We're going to redo this later down the line. We're going to remake Season 3 here. It's the only way forward. That's really the only thing that I can picture that can save this, is just we forget that it happened. It's not canon. It was all just a dream. And we get a different Season 3 later on that's much better. Because again, I just don't see any saving this season. So anyway, that's really about it. See ya.